You can always find me on YouTube. Click the link in my profile to be able to tune in, and we're going to start the broadcast on YouTube now. Here we go. Aloha, fellow light guardians and shifters. Welcome back once again for some more Inspirational Team Tarot. I'm your host, Mystic Spider-Man, aka Brendan. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Happy Friday. Happy to be able to have you here once again, and we'll get things set up and ready to go with our first reading to be able to see what wisdom and inspiration the universe has for us. So for those of you who are tuned in on any platform, go ahead and drop an 1111 in the chat just to be able to make sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear. For those of you on YouTube, for those of you on Twitch. And yeah, excited to be able to get things rolling, and we'll be live on here for the next little bit, at least probably an hour. And yeah, every time we do this, again, it's an opportunity for us to be able to see what wisdom and magic the universe holds for us today. So welcome again to those of you tuned in on all platforms. For those of you on TikTok or on Instagram, go ahead and click the link in my profile to be able to join in on YouTube. And that's the primary place where you can interact with the team chat there. So just give me a few moments here as we confirm everything is all set up and ready to go. And yeah, we'll get right into our first reading, and then we'll build some momentum up. And yeah, let's have some fun today. So all right, so just give me a few moments here as we get things rolling on all platforms. And I think we'll start off with the Hero's Journey deck today. It feels like a day for the hero's journey. So let's do that. Let's get things ready to roll. And beautiful. All right. Perfect. Good morning, YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Please feel free to drop those 1111s in the chat. Just getting the decks ready. And yeah, excited to be able to see what wisdom comes through for us. Again, for those of you who may be regulars or those of you who are new, you guys know that every reading we do here is for the collective. So with this intention, it's about being able to show us what we need to see. So with that, this is an opportunity for us to be able to receive additional insight and inspiration in this moment today. And yeah, it's always exciting to be able to see what messages are coming through for us. So thank you again to those of you tuned in. And yeah, for those of you, there we go. There's the TikTok crowd. Now they're coming in. Hey, TikTok, what's up? Thank you guys so much for joining in. If you guys are sticking around for a minute, if you guys can do me a favor, feel free to send some likes. I don't even know how you send likes on TikTok. I was kind of confused by that. Is there like a heart button that you guys can press or something? But feel free to click whatever buttons. And if you guys are looking to be able to jump over to YouTube, click the link in my profile to be able to do that. And let me just confirm that the YouTube link is in place on my profile link. And then we're going to get right into our first reading. So we got 4 people tuned in on YouTube right now. Thank you guys so much. Happy to be able to have you here. And cool. All right, let's get things rolling here. So we're going to start off with the Hero's Journey deck for those of you who are tuned in on all platforms. Again, this reading is for you. What we're going to do a quick little meditation, drop into our heart space, set the intention, show us what we need to see. And with this, we will synchronistically pull the card, and then we will dive a little bit further into the reading there. So for those of you on TikTok, thank you guys so much for joining in. Feel free to click the link in my profile to tune in on YouTube, and do yourself a favor and make sure you subscribe there. That makes it easy so that you guys can get notifications for future team podcasts and broadcasts and all sorts of cool things that we got going on. So let's get right into this first reading. And again, as we do this, quick overview, the way how we do these broadcasts, people are welcome to be able to contribute on PayPal and on Patreon. When you guys do that, you can get a reading on air for yourself. And then also with that, there is the option to be able to join in on Patreon. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, Roots. And on the Patreon, that's our monthly membership. And with that, that gives you access to private member events, additional ongoing support within our community of conscious creators, and lots of cool stuff. We'll talk more about that as we go. And the links for that are in the info for this video on YouTube and Twitch, and also in my profile link on TikTok and on Instagram. So if you guys want to check that out at your own leisure, go ahead and do that. And let's get right into this first reading. So if you guys are ready for this first reading, drop an 1111 in the chat. Just go ahead and let me know. And yeah, let's get right into this. Hey, Eloise, good morning. Thank you so much for joining in. Madeline, thank you for joining in. Traveler, thank you for joining in. We're going to start off with the Hero's Journey deck. So let's get right into this. And Roots, good to see you too. Let's get right into this, and yeah, let's have some fun. So again, for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to join in on YouTube. That's where the majority of the viewers and the team are. And inviting you to be able to join us in a quick little meditation. And yeah, let's see what messages the universe has for us. So Good morning, Brittany. Thank you for joining in. So, with that said, just inviting everybody here to just allow yourself to join this meditation. We'll drop into our heart space, focus on gratitude, and set the intention, show us what we need to see. So your presence here does make a difference. It kind of like calibrates the collective energy of whoever's tuned in right now. So when you're ready, go ahead and gently close your eyes. And for everybody else here, just taking this opportunity to just allow yourself to connect with your breath. Just breathe into this present moment. Allow yourself to arrive. Just be here now. Maybe this is the first mindful breath you've taken for today. Just give yourself that gift. Any exhale sigh if you need it. Gentle, soft smiles. Beautiful. As you gently breathe here, just allow yourself to bring your awareness to your heart space. Just focusing in on gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, for this space, for this community, for the messages we are here to receive. Gratitude in your heart. Collectively, we'll focus our attention on the intention, show us what we need to see. We being the individual, we being the collective, we being the team. And so with that intention in our hearts, show us what we need to see. Speak it with your mind, speak it with your words, speak it with your soul, speak it with your heart. And imagine this like beautiful beam of light shining up from our crown chakra, shooting up into the heavens and bringing down the wisdom of the stars. And when you guys are ready, taking a few breaths here, continue to focus on that intention. Gently open your eyes and feel free to type your wizard noises into the chat. And if you don't know what wizard noise is, just interpret that how you will. What do wizard noises sound like? Go ahead, figure it out. So, all right, here we go. Let's draw this card, split the deck with a little bit more intention and flowetry charged up into it. So here we go. And so as the bass drops on this magical song, we have come to realize the truth that has been with us all along, that we are on this dance floor of eternity. And oh my goodness, it is so wonderful to see the vibes between you and me, because I love it when we are throwing it down hard and you make eye contact with another star, because within you I see myself, and I'm so grateful to be here on this journey towards our higher elf. And with that said, we shall split the deck and see what message the universe has. Thank you, Sierra. Thank you for your beautiful wizard noises. Appreciate it. So awesome. Got a lot of awesome people tuned in. Let's see what message the universe has for us. So, oh, this is cool. This is cool. This is a good one. I'm familiar with this one. Some of you might have seen this one from not too long ago, actually. But again, with any card here, sometimes we'll like literally pull the same card twice in a row, like twice in 2 days or something like that. But hey, maybe different people were tuned in last day, different people are tuned in today. I don't pick the cards, I just facilitate. So the card that we have pulled, which I'm sure is new for a lot of you, is card number 27. Flip it upside down. Question your beliefs. Card number 27. Flip it upside down. Question your beliefs. So what we're going to do here, I'm just going to open the deck. We're going to explain just the visual image real quick. And then from there, we're going to read from the book. And then from there, I'll just continue to channel in some more inspiration on the message of this card. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, now's a good time to join in on YouTube, because I'll be talking to the YouTube camera. So if you guys want the YouTube camera and the better audio and everything like that, click the link in my profile, tune in on YouTube, but I'll still show it to both, but just primarily know that the feed is on YouTube as well. So we'll dive into this one. We'll keep an eye open for any new contributions on PayPal or Patreon. So the next reading we'll do for someone who signs up on PayPal or Patreon. And yeah, we'll explain that as we go. So let's just dive into this one, and I'll probably do kind of like a swift one on this. It might not. Last time I did this one, I did like an entire podcast on it. So allow me to summarize. All right, card number 27, flip it upside down. So again, I'll explain it and show it to both cameras as best as I can. Visual image here of this beautiful feminine figure kind of like reaching their hands into what appears to be like a glowing light on the surface of water. And yeah, again, I'm just literally explaining the image here. Some beautiful colors. Kind of looks like they're like either almost like a galactic being reaching into a universe. And again, you know, like underneath water in itself, water is almost like a mirror. So you're like kind of like going through the portal of the water mirror. When you guys see this card, what do you feel? One or two words. What do you feel? Take a look at this card. When you guys see this card, what do you feel? All right, so let's read more from the book. Again, if you're here, this message is for you. And believe me, this message is a good one. This message is for all of us. I could literally pull this card every single day for the next 5 years and it would still be relative. So, all right. Allow me to just get a quick drink of water here. Thank you again, everyone, for joining in. This is a very intentional space, bringing together some of the most amazing people I know. And yeah, let's see what wisdom the universe has for you in this moment. So if you're here, this message is for you. And if anything I say resonates, drop an 1111 in the chat. And again, we'll keep an eye open for new contributions on PayPal or Patreon. And we'll keep the flow going today. Here we go. Card number is 27. Flip it upside down. Question your beliefs. This is a quote by Viktor Frankl. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the freedoms, to choose one's attitudes in any given circumstance, to choose one's own way. Message. What's true in the ordinary world is flipped on its head in the extraordinary world of dreams and the heroic life of magic and miracles. Isn't one of the... That's cool. I'm just like, magic and miracles. That sounds like a good username. In ordinary life, it's instinctual to run from things that scare you. But when you face those fears in a dream, you increase your personal power. In dreams, the tragedy of fire, flood, and destruction can symbolize rapid change and new birth. If you get stuck in black and white thinking, all you have to do is flip yourself upside down, literally and figuratively. To see the world from a dream's perspective, when the sky becomes the ground and the ground becomes the sky, you realize you have the ability and the freedom to flip reality on its head. No matter how rigid the belief or experience, it's just waiting for you to turn it around. It's all his fault becomes it's all my responsibility. And she doesn't love me transforms into I am loved more than I could ever perceive. Dream symbol. Every card in this deck has a dream symbol. Dream symbol is upside down. Dreams of something being upside down indicate that you are opening to a more expansive point of view, seeing and beholding your experience from an out-of-the-box perspective. What may have seemed like the worst thing that could happen could turn out to be the great blessing in disguise. Mantra. When a problem comes along, I must flip it. I'm upside down, I'm right side up. So let's dive a little bit deeper into this card. Thank you again, everyone, so much for joining in. And yeah, we'll dive deep into this card. What I'm going to do for those of you who are new, again, I just kind of like continue to kind of like channel in some inspiration and some wisdom and some insight. And again, for those of you tuned in, for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, click the link in my profile, tune in on YouTube, and let's talk a little bit more about this. And you guys can talk about it in the chat too. So what's your interpretation of this card? So very beautiful card. This card in itself is all about being able to expand consciousness, but not even just so much expanding consciousness, but being able to expand consciousness to the point where you know that in any given circumstance, there is always more than one way to be able to see things. So if you find yourself in a circumstance where perhaps you feel yourself at a point where it's just like, oh no, like I can't move past this point, or there's only one way to go about this. There is never only one way to go about this. That is only a matter of perception. So when you are seeing things from a certain way, it may appear that there is only one way. However, when you change the way you look at things, then from that, you allow yourself to be able to decide consciously how you're going to be able to move about it, how you're going to be able to respond to it, how you're going to be able to react to it. So with a card like this, again, this is really, really about being able to question the narratives that are being fed to us, to be able to question the matrix that surround us, to be able to question the mainstream that is imposing its beliefs on us, so to speak. And I mean, this isn't even something new. Like, this has literally like been happening like every single like generation in different ways. And so for us, as shifters and as light guardians and seekers and light workers, whatever you guys want to call yourself, our ability to be able to see things from new perspectives is such a powerful tool, is such a powerful gift. Oftentimes like that ability to be able to perceive things can often lead to a new route for healing. And that goes for experiences based on our own personal experiences, but also experiences that can be something that we can share with others. And with this today, and Sierra, I can see your comments in the chat. Wow, it's very powerful. Very powerful for you to be able to share, Sierra. Yeah, again, like that's the thing with a card like this, it really invites in the power we have in being able to choose to see things from a different perspective. And there's a lot of cards that we read here where, again, it dives into, yesterday it was all one about the dark angel, and it was all about being able to see like the periods of time where we went through like our darkest moments actually led to our greatest gifts, our greatest strength in particular. So with this card, this is a chance for us to really be able to flip and to change the way that we see our own story. And this in itself is something that like I really just want to be able to emphasize here. Your story is what determines who you are. It's what determines your outcome. And so if you are feeling that you're in a place where your story is one where you are creating this narrative where it's like, victim consciousness and just kind of like there's no hope, there's no going forward and stuff like that. First of all, empathy for yourself, from myself to you, like that is totally understandable. It happens. We get into those situations, and any of those emotions that you are feeling in those circumstances, like they're valid. Like, first of all, acknowledge them. Flipping the switch doesn't mean you're just kind of like repressing emotions, but instead it gives you a new way of being able to see things. And so instead, one of the most powerful things that was given to me one time, and this was from like a very like a person that like was living this truth, was the idea that in any given circumstance we have the power to be able to see it from a disempowering perspective or an empowering perspective. It is literally a choice. It is literally a choice. Again, relatively speaking, sometimes it's going to be hard for us to kind of like see that choice. Sometimes that choice may not even reveal itself until it's like, like months and even years later down the road. But just to be able to cultivate that consciousness where in every single moment, that how you see things is going to determine how you relate to them, and it's going to determine how you grow from them, and it's going to determine what you get out of them. If you constantly approach a situation and just say like, well, this sucks, I'm never going to get anything out of this, then you probably won't get much out of it. And that's not the situation that's causing that. It's literally your perception of the situation. So is it the situation that's the problem? I mean, relatively speaking, absolutely, situations are problems in themselves. But the problem in itself holds the solution, and more so than that, the solution will oftentimes only be revealed when you begin to look at it from a certain way. So if you're constantly looking at things from the same state of consciousness that brought you into that situation, then you probably won't be able to see how to be able to move beyond it. You literally need to be able to shift consciousness. And so when it comes to shifting this consciousness, again, like this is a metaphorical process, but this really is about like the process of the paradigm shift, of being able to see things, kind of like what Sierra was saying, from like the bird's eye view, seeing things from a higher perspective, seeing things from the soul perspective. Different people within different lifetimes literally will play like different archetypes. And so sometimes, as crazy as this sounds, sometimes, certain people will literally come into this lifetime to experience what it's like being the villain. Like this will happen to all of us in some form or another. Like literally, like they will experience the archetype of being the villain. However, does that mean that they will be the villain for the rest of their life? No, not necessarily. In those circumstances, them being the villain may actually lead to someone else being the victim, but then over time, that in itself comes in, like it leads into a like what would you want out of that story? If there was someone who is a villain and then someone who is a victim, what would your hopeful outcome be for that story? Like, just imagine you were watching this as a movie. Imagine any circumstance you have in your life. Like, this could be a good thought process. Imagine any circumstance in your life or just a theoretical circumstance where it's something kind of crummy. Say, for example, in a very broad sense, a villain and a victim. Imagine this was a movie. What would you want for that outcome? What would you hope would be the end of the movie? In a general perspective, relatively speaking, you would hope that, for the quote unquote villain, there would be, first of all, accountability, but then also transformation. Would you want the villain to stay the villain? Like, would you in turn become a villain of your own and wish death upon this person or wish like ailment upon this person? Not to say that's like again, this is a choice. I'm like not literally saying like that's wrong, because I think in times, especially when it's heinous things, like those emotions are valid. But from that higher perspective, it's like what about the path of healing? if we allow ourselves to just kind of reflect and just kind of think, it's like there is always a path of healing. What does that look like? And in that case, the outcome of this movie would be one where it's like the villain is held accountable, the victim turns into is also goes through their own process of healing, and then out of this, both are transformed. Both are transformed. Would it be possible for both the villain and the victim to come out of it the other end stronger? And not just stronger in the sense of like some sort of like power, but like more deeply rooted into their heart, into their truth, into forgiveness and things like that. Like oftentimes, again, people kind of get born into this life and they just kind of become villains as a result of like their environment and even like generational stuff that's kind of like brought into them. We as a collective, it is our responsibility to be able to understand that that exists within inside all of us. The villain that you see in others like literally exists inside you. So in a way, how do we find that path where we again are holding them both accountable, but also being able to hold space for the collective healing? And so that's something, again, I'm not saying that there's like 100% like certainty with that in every circumstance, but it's just something to be able to think about, because I think oftentimes, when we are in a place where especially a lot of stuff that's happening in the world right now, people are being conditioned to be told how to think. And this is where things get a little bit uncertain. This is where things get a little bit dangerous, because what you want to be able to do is maintain your ability to think for yourself, and really to be able to question narratives, to question mainstream consciousness, and to really begin to think for yourself, like, is this my thought, or is this a program thought? Is this something that someone has placed on me? Why do they want to place this on me? Is me thinking this way actually giving my power away? How do I reclaim my power? Good morning, Candace. And so in order to be able to reclaim your power, you need to be able to reclaim how you see things. And you need to be able to reclaim your ability to choose, your ability to be able to choose how to be able to relate with your attitudes to any given circumstances, to choose your own way. And so this is a card that has a lot to do with sovereignty. And this is a card that has a lot to do with, again, being able to really change our relationships with our beliefs. I'll just talk on about this one just for a little bit longer. Again, this is a very powerful card, so I do just want to be able to share with you guys here, because again, we're here to be able to give you guys messages. So for whoever's tuned in right now, again, I hope this reaches your soul and inspires you and reminds you that you yourself are on your path to healing, and allow yourself to begin to kind of like flip the script so that you can kind of open yourself up to that story, if in case like maybe there's something blocking you from doing that. And that's totally understandable if there is. Sierra, I'm just going to read your comments there. It says, unconditional love feels totally real to me. It's like so powerful to know I can be the change I wish to see. I definitely can't always show up perfectly, of course, but peace is cultivated daily. Very well said, Sierra. Like this card is a lot to do with being able to consciously choose what we cultivate on a regular basis. And I'll just say this real quick. I've talked about this before, but I'll just reiterate. How we relate to beliefs is a very, very important thing to be aware of. Beliefs can actually prevent us from being able to understand new ideas and new possibilities. So say, for example, if you have this belief that it's like I am never going to heal, I am stuck in this state forever, this is my life, there is no hope. If you genuinely believe that, that will be your reality. As simple as that. So it's important for us to, again, be able to begin to become more aware of our beliefs. And this is a quote that was given to me by a friend of mine when I was way back in the earlier days of my conscious awakening. And they basically said, and some of you heard this, believe nothing, see everything. And what this means is to be able to hold your beliefs in a very gentle way, to hold your beliefs in a way that allows them to be malleable. Good morning, Jeanette. I just saw your comment. Allow yourself to be able to use beliefs to be able to support your perspective, to be able to support the story that you're choosing to be able to move towards. But do not be married to your beliefs in such a way where that belief actually causes more suffering as you grasp onto it and you hold onto it. So your beliefs can either hold you up or hold you back. And so when you allow yourself to become more conscious of how you're relating to your beliefs, then that in turn gives you the ability to begin to see new possibilities. And so if you believe that my belief is that I have the ability to be able to see things in new ways from a place of empowerment, then that in itself will open you up. So in any circumstance, especially in ones that feel like they're a quote unquote negative circumstance, program your mind to get curious, program your mind to ask questions, program your minds to start looking for, where is the path of healing, where is the path of growth within this. Because again, just like the forest fires, just like all of these like things that happen within nature, the fate of destruction is the joy of rebirth, so to speak. That's a quote. When things are destroyed, things are reborn. When things collapse, new things come out of it, so to speak. So this is a very, very powerful card that invites us. And again, if you guys resonate with this, go ahead and drop those 1111s in the chat. This is a very, very powerful card that not only reminds us the importance of being able to change the way we see things, but to know that in the process of changing, that can totally open us up to new possibilities of healing and of power and of growth and of strength, not just for us, for the collective. There may be things right now where, again, your perspective on what is happening in the world right now is very, very important. Right now in the world right now, there's a lot of pessimism. A lot of it, we see it like more than there was like 5 years ago, right? Like a lot of it, we are entrenched in it. This is why, for those of us who are here, our ability to be able to align our perception with a story that is one of hope and not just naivete, like genuine hope through the process of understanding patterns and growth and consciousness and nature and seeing it within ourselves and knowing that chaos actually births symmetry, to hold that hope within inside of you, to flip the script, to be able to have that option where, mainstream consciousness is like, you have to be scared, you have to do, and for you to be able to be like, you know what, like maybe I am a bit scared, maybe I do have a bit of fear, but that fear actually propels me to want to make a difference. Like that's like this thing in itself. Don't resist fear. This is very controversial. Do not resist fear. If fear is present, acknowledge it and use it as an energy that will propel you towards transformation, that will propel you towards growth, that will propel you to want to do something different. If you ignore fear, that is going to create a whole nother situation in itself. So do not get sucked into this kind of like quote unquote like new age, like, like shooting rainbows out your butt, false spirituality, spiritual bypassing. And if you do, whatever, just become more conscious of it. But again, there is a way where you can flip the script, where you can acknowledge, you know what, maybe I do have a bit of fear inside of me, but that fear is also my body telling me I need to move forward. I need to do something. I need to change something. Fear is love in disguise, because if you're fearful about something, you also care about something. And fear in itself can propel you. That's a flip of the switch right there. So next time you notice any of these emotions arise within you, begin to look for the story that you're holding on in relation to them, and begin to allow yourself to know that in any circumstance, there is a way to be able to see it from a place of empowerment. So when a problem comes along, I must flip it. When I'm upside down, I'm right side up. If this card resonates with you, drop some 11 lemons in the chat. Kind of wish more people were tuned in for that one. That was a good one. That was some good channeling coming through there. So let me know how this resonates with you guys. And for those of you on YouTube and TikTok and Twitch and Instagram, thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Wonderland, Jessica, Sunrise, thank you guys for being on the YouTube. For those of you on all platforms, Jeanette, for those of you on Twitch, feel free to write out a little affirmation based on the teaching of this card. How does this card resonate with you? Create a little affirmation to tell yourself that you've received the message of this card. So a little I am or we are affirmation. Either write this out or just say it in your heart. I am continually evolving my ability to be more aware of how I choose to perceive things. When I feel myself being drawn into spirals of doubt and negativity, I know that it is in those moments that I have the power to be able to choose how to see things from a different perspective that will lead me towards empowerment and transformation. So it's my little affirmation there. So flip it. Da-na-na-na-na. Flip it good. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I sang that song last. We had this card. It was like we had this card earlier in the week. So, and I don't mind getting the same card twice because we got different people tuned in different times. And honestly, like even when I read that card the other time, like the message that came through was a little bit different. So like, it's interesting. It's whatever comes through in the moment. Cool. Yeah, we'll read any affirmations on the chat. Let's take a quick little intermission. For those of you on TikTok or Instagram, we'll stand by here just to be able to invite anyone to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon. If you guys are fans of my work, if you guys enjoy what it is that we do here, feel free to contribute on PayPal, and then you can have a reading on air for yourself and for the community. So basically when you contribute on PayPal or join on the Patreon, then you'll help facilitate the next reading. We'll do a little meditation. Your intuition will cue the card, so you'll be helping split the deck. And I see you guys like, oh, you like that song, eh? Whip it. Whip it good. Or flip it good. That's what I'm supposed to say. Devo, yeah, I know, right? So, but anyways, contributions on PayPal, again, that's an asking contribution of $5 there. Pretty affordable. And again, if you do the PayPal contribution, feel free to contribute a little bit extra. And if you guys want to check out the Patreon, that's our monthly membership. Check it out. It's $11 a month. With that, we have ongoing member events. We actually had last night, we had our Soul Tribe party. That was really fun. Wheezy and Jessica, you guys were there for that. I know a lot of you guys were tuned in on Spirit, the recordings online for members. Just one of the many member events that we have for our Patreon. So if you guys are like on, like if you're feeling like you're like ready to sign up for the Patreon, maybe today's the day. And again, feel free to check out the Patreon when it works for you. And the support from there supports not only myself, but think of it as an investment for you. Think of it as an investment for the excitement that you get to be able to experience by being a part of a really awesome community. And of course, the support on there also supports not only me, but also Lacey. Again, getting things ready for the baby that's on the way. Working towards 200 on Patreon before the baby gets here. And we're currently at 112 on Patreon. So your support there makes all the difference. And again, the best value on Patreon is the $33 level on Patreon. And the reason for that is when you sign up there, you can also get one of the beautiful Light Guardian crystals. Just ask that you pay shipping. Normally these are more expensive on the website by themselves. And you also get a monthly one-on-one session with me, which can be for media coaching or a one-on-one tarot reading session with you, and we can dive a little bit deeper. So a lot of awesome perks on the Discord, or sorry, on the Patreon, and including access to our Discord and our community there as well. So cool. Sierra, flip it, dude. I feel like I was guided here for sure. It reminds me of a guy I knew that also helped my consciousness while I was growing up. He legit was such a shifter himself before his son. Very cool, Sierra. Yeah, shout out to all the shifters out there. What? I am forever going to view New Age spirituality as non-cat, like shooting like the rainbows, but it's like shooting it out of its butt or something. So hey James, thanks for tuning in. So cool. All right, team, we'll just give it a few moments here. If anyone would like to be able to either sign up on Patreon or even upgrade on Patreon, if there's anybody who signed up on Patreon and you guys want to upgrade, if you're feeling called to upgrade to the $33 level, go ahead and do that. That also counts, and we'll initiate a reading for you as well. And yeah, also for any of the people who are signed up for the Patreon, I'm making some new shift buttons in the next week. I just ordered some new parts. So the shift buttons, if you guys want to order those, let me know, and those will be available in the next week, and I'll be making those en masse. I'm going to be doing some giveaways for those too, through TikTok and stuff like that. There's going to be some cool giveaways for shift buttons. So those are tools to use to be able to help like give to people. They have the website for the project, so like you meet people in person, give them a shift button and be like, here, this is a gift for you, and they all got like conscious symbolism on it, and they'll be like, whoa, this is so cool. It's like the flower of life, or like the eye of Ra, or like the tree of life. And then from there, you'll be like, check out the website. It's like a really cool community with cool broadcasts. And then that will link them not only to our team broadcast, but also your broadcast, also your content as well. So, oh man, peaches and rainbows. Ain't that the truth? All right, team. Like I said, we'll just give it a few moments here. If anyone would like to be able to contribute on PayPal, go ahead and do that now. I'm more than happy to be able to get into a next reading momentarily. And then from there, that will either be the last reading for today, or we'll keep going as we have new Patreon signups after that. I'd love to be able to get one new Patreon sign up. What do you guys think? Can we get to 113 on a Friday? Can we make this like unofficially a Friday the 13th? Didn't we recently have a Friday the 13th? Was that last week or something? I forgot. No, that was like last month. So anyways, but yeah, let's see if we can get a new Patreon sign up or any upgrades on the Patreon. And thank you guys again so much. Super appreciate your ongoing support. Got lots of awesome things coming up for the members. And a reminder for members, if you guys have your own broadcasts and content and events, be sure to share it through the Discord so that we can help connect and celebrate it, and share it with more people as well. There are some there's an event coming up. Sierra and Lizzie are hosting an event coming up on the December 21st, which is like a women guided like storytelling and world healing for World Peace Day. So that's going to be really cool. If you guys are around for that, you'll find the link through the Discord, and also through Sierra's Instagram and Lizzie's Instagram. I'll post the Instagram links here real quick. So Cool. And yeah, I'll if you guys want me to even like be around for joining that one in the circle, Sierra, just let me know, and I'm more than happy to even just kind of like be there to help co-facilitate or just kind of support in whatever way you guys want. But I think that's a pretty awesome event that you guys are doing. So storytelling and group healing event, and the post for that is actually up on Lizzie's page. So I'll just post a link for that. You guys can check that out, and I'll post Sierra's page as well. Again, both of them are some of our leading members. I think mostly everybody tuned in right now are leading members. So we got Jessica and Sierra and Eloise and and a few other people tuned in as well. So cool. All right. Well, if there is anybody who'd like to be able to sign up now, go ahead and do that. I'm ready to be able to just get right into our next reading. Again, this will either be the last reading for today, or if you guys want to keep fueling the broadcasts, do those Patreon signups, do the PayPal signups, or if anybody wants to even order anything from the shop, like like honestly, if anybody orders something from the shop while we're on air, that can count towards a reading as well. So I'll literally put that into the chat. Patreon supporters, you guys have a discount for the item shop as well, so you guys can use your 25% discount. So if anybody wants to like order some shift buttons while we're on air, we'll count that towards a reading as well. So cool. Awesome. Yeah, Wheezy, that might be something that you might want to sync up with. I think that'd be a good fit for you to be able to join in for that. It'll be pretty cool. Like there's already who's involved in it so far? Like it's like Shannon, Lauren, who else is I remember seeing it tagged. Who else so far? And yeah, so Lizzie, Lauren, Ciara, Shannon so far, but with more to join. So that'll be pretty cool. Sweet. And yeah, information for that will be up in the Discord in the next couple days. I'm still just doing some of the updates on the Discord. All right, are you guys ready? Let's move into another reading. We'll keep an eye open on any contributions on PayPal or Patreon. And thank you guys again so much for being here. Let's do the Lightworkers Oracle deck. Always a good choice. Not too much action going on TikTok and Instagram today. If you guys feel like jumping over to my TikTok, feel free to like smash the like button there. That always helps. And yeah, let's see what card we can pull next. And thank you, Priestess of Wonderland. Super appreciate it. And again, that's the thing, right? Like your guys' support in all forms is super appreciated. So everybody, whether you're just tuned into this, whether you're on the Patreon, equally, thank you. So cool. And yes, looking forward to inviting more people onto the Patreon. We've had quite a few new signups. Literally like 16 new signups in this month so far. So we're almost like one a day, which is pretty good. And we're going to keep that momentum going. And next week, I'm hosting a Conscious Media Creator Dojo for members. And that's going to be about like building I'm going to focus it on like building a Patreon and using Discord. So for the members, like that'll be something for you guys to be able to utilize in practical form. So okay, let's get ready to move into our next reading. If you guys are ready, drop an 1111 in the chat. If anybody would like to be able to sign up for the PayPal or the Patreon, like if you're planning on doing it in the next couple minutes or you just want to slide something over, do me a favor, drop a 555 in the chat. Or if you're like ordering anything from the shop, just so I can have a scope on that, and then we'll do another reading after that. But let's just do one reading, maybe just a quick reading, and we'll do it from the Lightworker Oracle deck. So if you guys are ready for this, drop an 1111 in the chat, and let's get right into this. So thank you again, everyone, for joining in. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, what's up? Feel free to click the link in my profile, tune in there. And yeah, for those of you in the YouTube, feel free to even share your IGs. Everybody here is welcome to be able to promote their own stuff as well. So, all right, let's get into this next reading. We'll just do a quick little meditation. So for everybody here, just doing the meditation, drop into our heart space, set the intention, show us what we need to see. And if you're here, this message is for you. So with that said, when you're ready, for everybody tuned in, inviting you to be able to join us in a quick little meditation. When you're ready, gently go ahead and close your eyes. And as you breathe here, just allow yourself to connect with your heart. Soft, gentle inhales and exhales. Just being in the space of gratitude for yourself, for the collective, for the team, for the messages we are here to receive. Gratitude in our heart, focusing on the intention, show us what we need to see. We being the individual, the collective, the team. Show us what we need to see. Speak that intention with your heart, with your mind, with your words, with your soul. For everybody here, focusing this like beautiful beam of light up into the heavens, bringing down the wisdom of the stars. When you are ready, you can gently open your eyes, return your awareness to the space around you, type some wizard noises into the chat, and I'll charge up the deck and we will split it and see what message the universe has. So here we go. And oh, like the raindrop dropping down from the sky, we will continue to open our eyes to new ways to fly, for I am here to be able to help you see the truth and the magic that is within you and within me. And so as we split the deck, let us truly unfold into the magic of this infinite gold. Ooh, oh wow. Ooh, okay, I'm excited for this one. I'm going to show you this one in 2 seconds. I'm just going to restart the Instagram. Apparently the Instagram didn't have sound working. If you guys ever see that in the future, please let me know. I don't know why that happens sometimes. It's really weird. But I just have to restart the Instagram 2 seconds here. So, I wish there was a way where I could like check my own. Well, 2 seconds here. Inspirational Tarot. This is a good card. I'm excited for you guys to see this. We actually haven't pulled this one on air before, so just give me 2 seconds. Like somebody commented on the Instagram saying no sound, so I appreciate that. Okay, all right. Whoop. Okay, stand by. Just restarting the Instagram. What? Is it working? There we go. Hey, what's up, Instagram? Hopefully the sound is working on this video. We've been on live on air for a little bit doing tarot today, but the sound wasn't working. Maybe it's working now. Hopefully it is. But the link for it is on my YouTube, and go check it out. We already had some great readings. Real quick, for those of you on Instagram, Emily, if you can hear me, drop an 1111 in the chat. Can you guys hear me? Because I just had to restart. The sound wasn't working before, and that happens every now and then, and I don't know why. So if you guys can hear me real quick, drop an 1111 in the chat, let me know, and then we'll get right into our next card. And we got the card right here. We got the card ready to go. Holistic Spirituality, what's up? Emily, thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys can hear me, drop an 1111 in the chat. I don't know if they can hear me. Can you guys, can someone in YouTube, can someone just check my Instagram? Like, can you guys let me know? I know it's kind of like a little bit of an extra step, but otherwise I'll just have to restart it for some reason. So it might be the app, might have to restart the app. So and then I'll get into whatever could this card be. So okay, cool, it is working. All right, thank you. Thank you embodied mamas, thank you for confirming that the sound is working. Hey Darren, what's up? Good morning, everybody. All right, now we got the team here on Instagram. I had to restart the broadcast because the sound wasn't working. We just pulled a card. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to show you guys what it is. For those of you on Instagram, feel free to join in on YouTube. That's where the feed is always working. Click the link in my profile for the YouTube link. And yeah, if you're here, this message is for you. And we just did like the card pull, so we're ready to go. So the card that we have pulled for everybody here is card number 8, Star Child. Card number 8, Star Child. So this is a pretty exciting card. Actually, I don't think I've read this one on air before. Like, this might be a debut for this one. So allow me to just get the book ready. And what we're going to do, for those of you who may be new, if it's your first time here, drop a 333 in the chat. Sierra, welcome back. Hey, Sierra, what are you doing here? So again, what we're going to do here, we're just visually going to explain the card. Again, I'll be pointing it towards the YouTube camera, but pointing it to TikTok and Instagram. So if you guys are on TikTok and Instagram, click the link in my profile, tune in. Oh, and Wheezy's here too. The whole team's on YouTube. Okay, cool. All right. Da-na-na-na. Okay, so visually explain this card. This one looks freaking dope, man. So beautiful image here of geez, how do I even explain this? Again, I'm just explaining the literal image, and then we'll get more into the details. This very kind of like gentle, feminine, yet also androgynous face with some crazy galactic stuff going on around them, and their hand holding out in front of them with this water kind of running through it. And all these cosmic bodies, we got some Saturns, we got some Jupiters, and this beautiful kind of like bluish hair that the blue hair just, it reminds me of an anime character, more or less. So, and yeah, there's like landscapes of trees and everything in front of them, and some stars kind of like reflecting in their eyes as well. So again, that's just me explaining the literal. Let's dive a little bit deep, and what we're going to do, we're going to read from the book, and then we're going to dive a little bit deeper. I'll just continue to kind of like channel some additional inspiration and messages. So if you're here, this message is for you. That's the beauty of when we do these readings. They're collective readings. If you're here, this message is for you. As we go into this, we'll keep an eye open for any new contributions on PayPal or Patreon. So if you guys want the next reading on air, go ahead and check out my PayPal and Patreon, links in my profile. And yeah, let's dive into this. If anything I say resonates, drop an 1111 in the chats. Here we go. Card number 8, Star Child. The light of the stars exists in you. The earth wants you to share that light with humanity. You are asked to understand that you are meant to be here, that you have spiritual work to accomplish. Give up the idea that you belong somewhere else, to have home, to another home in the stars. Instead, let the starlight of your inner being shine here on earth, where it shall make such a positive difference in the world. Fall in love with Earth's beauty. She can and will support you in all ways. This is a very relative card. This is a very, very powerful card. So let's keep going here. Again, for those of you on YouTube, for those of you on YouTube and Instagram, go ahead. Definitely encouraging guys to join in on for those of you on Instagram and TikTok, definitely encouraging guys to join in on YouTube. Just click the link in my profile. You can jump over there real quick and you won't miss a beat. Have you been dreaming of other places you would prefer to be? Are you wondering if there is more to life on this planet than suffering and struggle? Perhaps you know you have a mission. Yet you doubt that you can succeed. Perhaps you love your life here, but yearn to experience spiritual purity that exists in higher vibrational fields of the stars. You may feel like a tourist in need of a fix of your home language to endure adapting to a very different world. Again, if anything I say resonates with you guys, drop an 1111 in the chat. I'm sure this one's like very relative for a lot of us. I think everybody here is like a star child in their own way. Grounding yourself on Earth enables you to fulfill your life mission. You cannot accomplish this without feeling that you belong here. You cannot... Your feet need to be planted on the earth. Relax and trust that you are meant to be here. You have a special light to share and a particular spiritual vibration to live, so that this potent and embodied spiritual light on the earth increases. You are part of an important team of spiritual beings working to assist humanity to grow spiritually. The challenge of a star-seeded soul is to accept human beings as they are, without despairing over their darker side. The violence may frighten you, but your love will help humanity learn to use that violence to dismantle old structures and create new ways of being. It can be channeled to energize humanity with a can-do attitude towards creating a more loving and functional world. See, it's interesting. Every time that we do these, the readings, they always kind of synchronize with each other. So the one that we had before this is like leading into this one. The one we had before this is all about like flipping the way we see things. Ascended Sedona, yo, what's up? Thank you guys for joining in. All right, let's keep going here. Remember, you came to this planet to help heal others. You agreed to take this journey because you can assist both the earth and humanity to evolve their frequency. It is possible, and you are helping make it so. There are 3 truths that will help you embrace your journey on this planet. Firstly, you carry the purity of your star ancestry in your heart. You can return through meditation or relaxation at any time. You often return to your star-born home during sleep. The loved ones from that place are very aware of your journey here and are helping every step of the way. They send you frequencies from home like divine care packages, which fuel you for your earthly tasks. Secondly, you are so filled with love that you are capable of loving all of this planet. You have compassion even for those who are very wounded and fearful, and at times act out in ways of violence, cruelty, and ignorance. Now, the human capacity for courage, compassion, and light is increasing. Your work as part of the team of light-loving beings is already having an effect. Thirdly, as a star-seeded being, you have special resources for your journey here on Earth. Your every spiritual request and need will be met by a loving team of helpers. You get to have a lot of fun in your healing mission if you so choose. It doesn't only have to be hard work, though, of course, sometimes it will be. Just remember that the stars shine with joy in the sky, and you can shine as a star with joy upon the earth. This is your nature. This is how you can fulfill your life mission. Then there's an invocation. We'll read that a little bit later. So, wow, beautiful, beautiful card. Again, if you guys resonate with this, drop an 1111 in the chat. I'm sure a lot of you do. I mean, if you guys are like synced up to my channel, I'm sure you probably resonate with this in some degree or another. So, all right, so let's dive a little bit deeper into this. Again, thank you everyone so much for joining in. This will be our last reading for today, unless there's any new signups on PayPal or Patreon. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead and follow the links in my profile. And even if there's any purchases for items on the shop, we can contribute that to a new reading as well on air. So thank you again, everyone. And let's dive a little bit deeper. Again, if you're here, this message is for you. So at this point, I'm just going to kind of continue to channel in some insight and some inspiration for whoever's tuned in right now. So yeah, this is a very, very beautiful card. And again, really, really riding off the message of the previous card that we had before this, with a lot to do with being able to embody our roles as healers by being able to change the way we see things. And so with this card, I think it's interesting, the concept of star child and the concept of star seed. A lot of us have been introduced to this, and I don't think there's too many people like within the spiritual community that at this point haven't become a little bit more aware of what this concept is. And even if it's not something that you have been told much about, I think it's something that a lot of us like feel intuitively. This idea that it's like, okay, we're here on earth, but it's like, what's the bigger story of our soul? And I think that's a great question to not only reflect on, but also to live. What is the bigger story of our soul? And so with this card, I think it really hits upon some key things related to the kind of like the star child phenomenon, or the star seed phenomenon. This is basically referring to, like it says, like the term, like you are star seeded, you are a star seed. And so with this idea, I think it does a good job of presenting it in a very balanced way, because I think the and good morning to those of you on hey Finella, thank you so much for joining in. Again, for those of you on TikTok or Instagram, click the link in my profile and you can say hi to the rest of the team on YouTube. That's where most of the people are tuned in. Got like 1,000 people tuned in on YouTube right now. So again, with this card, for me, it really does actually do a pretty good job of presenting a fairly grounded perspective on the concept of the starseed phenomena. Because I've seen a lot of people who kind of get drawn into the fascination of the starseed phenomena, but they sometimes can hold it in a very unbalanced way. And I think oftentimes, with an idea so powerful as this, it's important to be able to kind of like hold it in a way that's going to empower us, opposed to holding it in a way that's either going to fuel our ego, give us another label to attach to, or create some sort of disconnect between why we're here. If anything, the concept of a starseed is something that can deeply inspire us to be able to be even more present here on Earth. So this is where, as much as I like to be able to reflect on the idea that, like I'm a starseed, yeah, sure, I'm probably a starseed, I guess. Absolutely. Sure, that makes sense. However, more than just a starseed, I am also an earth seed. As much as I am a star child, I am also an earth child. This is my home now. This is where we are. Be where you are. So if you're constantly feeling like you need to like get out of here and go back and everything like that, check in, because I think there's probably some deep healing that needs to be able to be addressed and paid attention to there. But at the same time, this healing is something that can naturally take place by being able to find and connect to more of our purpose here on this planet at this time. So it's a very fascinating idea to really begin to open up. Fernella, absolutely. Again, like there's an oracle inside of all of us, I would say. And I think an oracle is, again, kind of our ability to tap into that creative flow. So again, with this card, this is a very, very powerful card that kind of reminds us of our mission. And when you think of this, it's interesting to even just like, you could write this as like a book. You could write this as like some sort of like science fiction movie where it's like, basically it's just like, once upon a time, there was the planet of Earth, and souls from all across the thousands of galaxies came to it at one time to be able to take part in a massive celebration, experimentation of transformation. and souls from every star system chose their greatest warriors and healers to send them to the planet at this time with a mission. And they would arrive onto this planet in order to be able to forget their mission, and yet over time they would awaken to it, and they would be star seeds that would eventually blossom into star flowers. Know what I'm saying? If you're a star seed, you're not just a star seed. You're not just meant to stay a seed forever. What's a seed? A seed is just one phase of something that is blossoming. You are a star blossom. You are a star flower. You are the flower of life, the flower of life. Notice that the word flower is literally the word flow, flower. You are a flower. You are a flower. You are a blossom. You are a seed. So acknowledge that the concept of a star seed is something that is inside of you. It's the idea that is the seed. And that is something that can grow over time. That is something that can be nurtured over time. That is something that can evolve over time. And it's pretty cool. You know, again, for those of you, some of you are just tuning in, the community that I facilitate have been facilitating for like 1,000 years now. We do have our Patreon membership, and this community is literally a community of starseeds. And not even just starseeds that are just like, hey, like this is like a starseed support group, but it's like a starseed group that is collectively focusing towards our missions. We call ourselves shifters. We call ourselves light guardians. Whatever you want to call yourself, you know, call yourself something that empowers you. Don't just think like, oh, I'm a starseed, I don't belong here, I hate being here, da, 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 da. If that's how you feel, acknowledge that. That's okay. I don't blame you. There's a lot of things to kind of like, you know, run up against in terms of resistance here on this planet. But again, you know, kind of going back to the other card that we read about, you came here to transform it. You came here because with you carries the infinite abilities of the healer, the infinite abilities of the oracle, the infinite abilities of the seer, the infinite abilities of the shifter. So like the wizard and the magician and the cosmic fool that you are, allow yourself to understand that you are only a fraction of who you believe you are, and who you really are is something much, much grander. And yet you do not even need to know who you fully are in order to be able to know what your mission is. You know, I think in some ways, oh, thank you for the roses. In some ways, some people, they hold on to the starseed idea where it actually becomes like something that can kind of like, it can almost become a distraction. Like it can almost kind of be something where it like either, like I said, it kind of like fuels their ego, or it actually kind of like creates this disconnect between themselves and the reason why we're here. You know, it's okay to be able to kind of say like, okay, like I came here from somewhere. That's okay. But instead of just being like, I need to go back, I need to go back, I need to go back, understand that there's a reason you came here. And you came here to be able to carry with you this wisdom from wherever it is that you came from, you know, to be able to help change this world in a very, very powerful way. And honestly, I think like everybody's probably like a star child or a star seed or whatever it is in some form or another. And one of the things that's also interesting with this is that whether you're thinking of this as like, you know, a starseed is literally like other planets, you know, it's more of like a multi-dimensional thing, because we definitely come from these like higher dimensions here into this dimension. And in the process of doing this, you know, this card really relates to the fact that with you is the blessings and the strength of your family, like your star family. Call it what you want, your ancestors, your guides, your guardians, call them what you want. And so with this card, you know, it's important to be able to remind yourself that like you are not alone. With you is a team of people on a shared mission, and also a team of beings outside of this dimension alone that are here to be able to help support you as well. So with this card, again, you know, don't be mindful of how you hold the idea of being a star seed and a star child and stuff like that. Like if I had a pet peeve, it would be people who use the term starseed to almost kind of create a disconnect between them and others, to create some sort of like hierarchy that almost becomes like some sort of like spiritual elitism. And I'm not seeing it so much anymore, but you guys know what I mean. You've probably seen that for a while. Like some people are just like straight up, just like, well, I'm an Andromedan starseed, so or something. And I get that. And I'm not saying they're wrong. But I think if you are a starseed, if you do feel like some sort of resonance with some sort of origin, maybe it's Palladian, maybe it's Syrian, maybe it's Lyrian, maybe it's Andromedan, whatever the case may be, carry it in a very humble way, and carry it in a way that's going to inspire you. Carry it in a very soft way. carry it in a way where you probably don't even mention it very often, but when you do talk to someone else, they're like, oh, I get it. And even still, hold it in a way where, it's like, how do you hold that belief? Are you attached to that belief? Like if like some people, it's very interesting, and the mind will do this. The mind will kind of fabricate things where we have to be mindful of the things that we believe about ourselves. Literally, the things that you believe about yourself, be mindful of it and hold it gently, because even still, the mind has this ability to kind of like to create a conception that it grasps onto in order to be able to fill a hole inside of ourselves. And again, this is no shame in this. It's just something I've observed, where some people, they're like, they might be, for example, they might not feel totally welcome within this world, and they might be kind of like the outsider within school or within their friends, and they don't really get along with a lot of people, and within this there's a wound where they don't really feel as if they're fully accepted and welcomed. And then suddenly they stumble across this idea of like being like a star seed, and then they kind of read up on things and they're just like, that's it, that's what I'm a Palladian starseed. That's what I am. That's what I am. That's what I am. That's what, and they just like really grab onto that idea very, very tightly. And I'm not saying that the idea itself is wrong, but if anything, just kind of be like, maybe I'm a Palladian starseed. Oh, does that make sense? Like, I'm going to allow this to be something that will reveal itself to me over time, opposed to projecting my desire to want to be it towards the way in which I carry it as a label. For me, like, for the longest time, I'm like, am I a starseed? Probably. Like, and again, this is me. I've been involved in this for a long time. You guys have known this. I've been on my spiritual journey for a long time. Yet, even for the longest time, I'm like, am I a starseed? I'm like, yeah, I probably am, but I don't hold on to that idea in a way that's going to be something that will just like inflate my ego. And my approach to it was, I'm curious to be open to learning more about my lineage and my awareness of my higher dimensional story, so to speak. And I know that if there was information that was meant for me to be able to help me understand more of who I am in terms of my starseed heritage, it would come to me when the time was right. It would come to me in a way where I didn't look for it necessarily, but it would simply kind of come into my awareness. It would come in through dreams. It would come in through synchronicities. And for me, and even for Lacey, over time, like eventually for us, it seemed like our information, our intuition leans us towards a possibility of being like Palladian starseeds and stuff like that. But even again, I don't fully know. And I'm not going to tell you that I know for certain, because if I were to tell you that I know for certain, I think again, that's coming from like a possible place of ego. But it's going to be different for every single person, because I think some people, they're going to have like super vivid dreams and they're going to get like this super clear download. And for them, it may be 100% certain. And that's okay. But how do they carry that? Are they going to carry that in a way where they're going to freaking like do it as a way to create disconnect between themselves and others? Because if they are, become aware of that, because suddenly that's like fueling some sort of like spiritual egotism. If you are some sort of starseed, don't get too caught up on the label. Carry it in a soft way and focus on the mission. Like if you're here to be able to help, like, make the world a better place and everything like that, you don't always have to tell everyone about it. Like, you don't always, and that's the thing, like, do it. Don't just talk about it, do it. Like, that would be a pet peeve. It's just like someone who talks about, like being a starseed and then doesn't do something with that. If they just do it for like clout or something like that, it's like, dude, man, like, do something with that. Use that idea as something that's going to fuel and inspire you. And again, when it comes to the starseed topic, I just encourage people to be very gentle with it. Approach it in a very gentle way. Approach it in a very curious way, and be mindful of your beliefs. See everything, believe nothing. If the information is there, know that it will arrive to you when the time is right. Don't just grasp onto it because you saw one TikTok video about it. Like, and I understand if you do, it's an exciting concept. Don't get me wrong, because suddenly it's like, oh man, we're like in a sci-fi movie here. This is really freaking exciting. But again, regardless of how you hold it, how do you relate to the mission is the truth of what the message is here. And so the message here, and I'll just wrap this up here and I'll take a break. And again, for those of you on TikTok, Garcia and Fanella, if you guys want to connect further with our community, again, this is more than just tarot reading. This is a way for us to build the team. So if you guys synchronistically came across this and you're like, man, like, I like this guy's vibe and maybe I'm curious to check out more of the community, see this as an invitation. Send me a direct message on Instagram if you guys want, and definitely check out the link in my profile for our Patreon. That's our Patreon membership. That's where you can get further involved with our team and our community events. And we'll, like, if anything, maybe we'll do we'll probably do a circle topic soon about, you know, like what does being a starseed mean to you. I'd love to have a group discussion with that with you guys as well. So getting close to wrapping up this, if this resonates with you, drop some 1111s in the chat. Again, you know, I think with when it comes to being a starseed, like keep it real, you know, keep it real and be very mindful of how we hold these ideas. And are we holding them in a way that is empowering us? Are we holding them in a way that's just inflating our ego? Are we doing it in a way that's masking a wound that we have? Like I've seen that happen. I've literally seen people hold on to the idea of being a starseed in a way to kind of like distract them from like a wound that they were carrying. Take that as you will. But again, you know, all of us have wounds. So if you are a starseed, if you are an earth seed, if you are this, if you are that, whatever the case may be, find common vision in why we are here. We are here to be able to help make this world a better place. We are here to be able to bring this magic from the stars, to be able to share our wisdom and our insight and our intuition, and to be able to help people see the magic within themselves. And you don't have to tell someone that they are a starseed in order for them to be able to understand that this world is incredibly beautiful and magical and they are a part of it. So the starseed conversation, it may be the front of what it is that you talk about. It may be behind the scenes in what it is that you talk about. But at the same time, you know, allow yourself to really just be here. Regardless of whether you're a starseed, right now, you are an earth seed. Be where you are. Be here and allow that narrative, that story to fuel you into wanting to be here, to be able to understand that you are here to be able to help make a difference. And in those days where it feels like you don't want to be here, remind yourself that you are a part of a collective, that you're a part of a team, that you are part of something bigger than yourself, and that you are a part of an incredibly beautiful story. And we're here for some epic stuff, man. The next few years, like, things are just going to get weirder and weirder and realer. And for all of you who resonate with the concept of star beings, you know, the past several years, it was kind of like training phase. And now, like, everything that we've been learning, it's like put into action. Like, it's go time. Like, it's game time. It already has been for the past couple of years, but now it's like really time to be able to step it up. And to do that, it's not always just about like, hey, you got to go out there and, you know, like, go rally and stuff. It's the inner work. It's the interconnection. It's cultivating and anchoring in this awareness of higher conscious ideas through yourself. You literally become an anchor for these energies, a beacon for these energies to be able to like arrive into this planet through you, through your kindness, through your inspiration, through your creativity. So I'm going to read the invocation here again. If this resonates with you, drop those 1111s in the chat. This is a good one. Again, this will be our last reading for today, unless we have any new signups on PayPal or Patreon. So for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, if you guys were like, whoa, this is like, you know, I'm glad I stumbled upon this, welcome. Again, we got some awesome stuff to be able to invite you to connect further with. Check out the Patreon. I'll explain more about that in a second. Here's the invocation. Every card in this deck has an invocation. So I'm going to read this and allow yourself to imagine you're telling yourself this. So, I call upon the star wisdom of my own spirit and ask that my love, light, power, presence, protection, and assistance shine forth for the highest good. May I shine divine beauty and joy in my life now and always. I feel a deep and true connection to my spirit, to the earth and the universe. May love flow through me according to its own intelligence and healing wisdom to all beings upon earth, through divine grace and my own free will, so be it. So again, if this card resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat. Shout out to each and every single one of you, fellow star children, star seeds, star warriors, light guardians, shifters, wizards, mages, and sages, whatever you guys want to call yourself. The idea of the title that you use, whatever it is, use it as a way to propel you towards why you are here. Use it as a way to fuel you to be able to say, like, you know, like, I'm not just here to put some sort of freaking hashtag in my name. I'm here to be able to live out the truth of who I am. And you are a freaking superhero, like, truth be told. And that's coming from one superhero to another, from Mystic Spider-Man to all the mystic superheroes out there. You guys literally are superheroes, and you're here to be able to help awaken a wave of superheroes. You are the dream awakening to itself. Star Child, super cool card there. If this card resonates with you, not only drop an 1111, but also inviting you guys to take a moment here to write out a little affirmation based on what this message was for you as well. So, little affirmation, go ahead and just reflect on that. It can be an I am or we are affirmation. What does this card mean to you? How does it resonate with you? Practice speaking it, practice sharing it, practice writing it right now. So, for myself, what's in my heart? I am continuing to cultivate a deep relationship to my star lineage, to know that I have come here for a purpose, and to be able to focus my attention on being here now, connecting with others who share this common vision, and to fulfill this purpose, to awaken the magic within the heart of others and help them connect to their own star lineage. So it's my little affirmation there. So cool. Vanilla Mystic Wonderman. Yeah, see, totally. For those of you who are tuned in right now, again, this is more than just tarot. This is about building our team. Every time that we do these broadcasts, we're sending out a message. So if you guys happen to stumble upon this, Vanilla and anybody else, if you guys happen to stumble across this, know that this is an invitation for you guys to be able to connect further with our community. We do have a Discord server. I'm doing some upgrades on it right now. And we also have our Patreon. The Patreon is a monthly membership. So it's like $11 a month. And with that, you get access to exclusive events that we host in the community, access to me as a conscious media creation coach. You can also get the light guard. Whoops, sorry about that. Knocked over the microphone. You can also get a beautiful light guardian crystal, the tool and talisman of star children everywhere. It looks like a little spaceship. I like using this as like a little car where it's like meow. Doesn't it look like a little ship? It's like a little like Hot Wheel spaceship. But again, it's a necklace, it's a tool, it's a talisman, it's a meditation tool, it's a pendulum, it's whatever you want it to be. If you sign up at the $33 level on Patreon, you can get one of those as a special gift. Just pay shipping. And again, you can also order those from my item shop. They're tools to be able to help support you on your journey. They're as magical as you wish to see them. So if we do have anybody who's interested in joining in on the Patreon, do me a favor, drop a 555 in the chat. If you guys want to sign up for that now, or if you guys want to upgrade your Patreon, go ahead and do that now. We'll stick around for a bit. We got a good amount of people tuned in right now. So if there is anybody who would like to be able to contribute on PayPal for another reading on air, go ahead and do that now. Even if you want to pay more than $5, you can do that, and then we'll kind of pay it forward. Vanilla, dropping the 555 in the chat. Thank you so much, Vanilla. And I did send you a friend request, Vanilla. So if you have any questions about the Patreon, just let me know. If anybody is thinking of signing up for the Patreon and you guys want, you can also reach out to me and we can set up like a quick one-on-one call. And then I can just kind of like answer any questions about it and just help you get connected. Shout out to our recent Patreon supporters. We're currently at 112 on Patreon. Shout out to Cassius. Shout out to Eloise, aka Wheezy, who's in the chat. Shout out to Wheezy. Shout out to Lauren. Shout out to Jason, and shout out to Kelly. Super appreciate you guys being here. Again, I'd love to be able to just, if we get one new Patreon sign up today, that's awesome. That keeps the momentum going. And next week, next week we got our Conscious Creator Collaboration Circle for members on Tuesday. Monday we have our Shooting the Shift podcast, and that will be someone on the community on air for that. And Wednesday we have our Paradigm Shift Circle discussion. I think the topic for Wednesday is going to be, what is intuition to you? So that will be a cool one. And then Thursday we have our Conscious Media Creator Dojo, which is going to be focusing on helping you guys build a Patreon and a Discord. So that'll be good for you. And then on Tuesday we also have the World Peace Day event, which the women are doing, and that's the storytelling and group healing event. And the link for that is through my Discord, and also through Love Lizzie Light on Instagram, and Collaborative Sunrise as well. So cool. Jason, yo, what's up, dude? Literally just gave you a shout out a second ago for the support on the Patreon, man. So again, at this point, we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes here on today's broadcast. So if there is anybody who would like to be able to sign up for the Patreon, it takes a couple minutes to do that. So Fenella, I'm not sure if you want to sign up for the Patreon now, but if you did want to, we'll do another reading. And again, the reminder for the Patreon, the contributions process on the 1st of each month. So even if you sign up today, it doesn't even take anything out of your bank account, and then it processes on the October 1st. And again, when you sign up at the $33 level, that's the best value. And then that also includes the one-on-one sessions with me, and also the Light Guardian Crystal, which you can get. This one's a Lumerian Light Guardian Crystal. I have to make some more Light Guardian Crystals. So the regular Light Guardian Crystals, they're just a little bit different. The size is a little bit different, and that's like based on the cut of the crystal. So and Jason, I did get your PayPal contribution for the shipping on the Light Guardian Crystal to confirm. So cool. Awesome. Fenella is looking at signing up for the Patreon. Thank you so much, Fenella. Lovely to be able to have you synced up for the broadcast. Like, it's crazy, man. Like when we do these broadcasts, like, again, it's like us doing tarot. Like, do you guys enjoy these broadcasts? Like, if so, like, why do you guys enjoy these broadcasts? Like, there's 7 people tuned in on YouTube right now, and I'm generally just asking for feedback, because if there's like answers you give me, then I'll use that to just continue to kind of do more of that. You know, there's a lot of reasons for why I think people enjoy these broadcasts. I think, again, it's not even just like, it's the space. Like it's the space that we create together. It's like a consistent place where people can show up to, where they're just like, oh, like this is good vibes. Like this is something that speaks to my heart, speaks to my soul. So I know that, you know, me doing this on the regular Monday to Friday 11 a.m., they're going to be people, they're going to be kind of jumping in and out. Hey, Sparkles Light. And just to be able to know that this space is there for them to just kind of be able to plug into, even just for a few minutes, and to be able to like receive some sort of message. And every time that you guys tune in, I hope it's like in a way where you can just kind of like feel the love and feel the inspiration. And it's just like womp 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 womp, and feel it in a way where it really speaks to your heart. You know, I put over the years, like, I mean, again, I've done like thousands of broadcasts, and one of the things that I've thank you, Tara literally says, because I like interacting with your heart in real time. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Doing the live broadcast for me has always been really special. It's the most immediate way to be able to interact with you guys, you know, in addition to like our community member events and stuff like that, which are super, super cool. Yo, Silomon, thank you for joining in. And just to know that it is helping people, to be able to give them, again, a piece of information. And that's the thing, like, from doing broadcasts as long as I have, like I've noticed that like that's kind of like one of my abilities, is to be able to use my throat chakra, use my heart chakra, to be able to speak something, and to do it in a way where, you know, it's going to like nurture somebody's day. It's going to nurture their heart. They're going to tune into this, and it's like receiving some sort of like spiritual vitamin. I don't know if that's the best metaphor, but it's something that makes a difference for you guys, and that's why I do it, right? You know, we're growing together. I support you guys, you support me, and just know that like when you guys are supporting this, you're supporting the people who have yet to tune into this. You're supporting the synchronicity of the fact that somebody's going to tune into this next week, and they're going to hear something, and they're going to connect with this community, and it might change their day. It might even change their life. You know, like literally, like last night, our soul party, that was really fun. And we were talking a lot about Soul Tribe, you know, and that's where, again, you know, for those of you who do resonate with this, if you're like, I want to connect further, if you want more of this, think of the Patreon as an investment for yourself. Think of it as like a gift for yourself. And when you join in with that, there's so much value. Again, it's like the value is like beyond monetary, because it's the connection. And it's the relationship. And again, like the Soul Tribe that we have here, it's pretty cool. Like it's pretty cool. So oh, oh, it's Shannon tuned in. Yo, Shannon, good morning. Shannon tuning in as I take my vitamins. Perfect analogy. Well, there you go. So all right. Fenella is in the process of signing up for the Patreon, as far as I understand. So we're just going to be hanging out here for another moment. For those of you who are interested, again, the Patreon, definitely check it out. Shannon, we were talking about the event coming up for the World Peace Day, and yeah, super excited for that. Excited for the women that are involved with facilitating that. I'll be there to assist you guys as need be. Whether you guys want me in the event, I don't know, but regardless, I'll be helping promote it and plug it. And again, we got some upgrades taking place on the Discord, so for any of the leading members, like, I'll be working with you guys a little bit more, like really encouraging you guys to host your events, to do your live broadcasts. And I'm just kind of like refining the Discord in a way that will make it easy for you guys to kind of plug things in. And then my job is also, like, again, helping curate. So it'll be the kind of a much easier kind of flow where people can tune into the Discord and just kind of see that weekly schedule and be like, oh, like what events are happening today? And those would be meditations, tarots, member events, the team cornerstone events, whatever the case may be. So reminder, when you guys sign up for the Patreon or PayPal, you guys can choose which deck you want for an on-air reading. We have the Sacred Spirit deck. We have the Sacred Spirit deck, the Ananda Tarot deck, the Hero's Journey deck, or the Lightworker Oracle deck. So, all right, let me just check. I don't think my phone's plugged in here properly. 2 seconds, TikTok. Working? No. Okay. All right. Again, if anybody else wants to be able to join in on the Patreon or anything like that, you can do that anytime. Send me a direct message if you have any questions. I think Fenella's signing up for the Patreon momentarily, so we'll do that. And then I think after that, that'll probably be the last reading unless we have more signups. And that's really cool. Yeah, Eloise, aka Wheezy, saying yes, only been here for a week or two, but it's already changed my life so positively. That's really cool. And Eloise, I was curious because last night, it was cool because, like, I know, like, you and Cami had met through Lauren's event. Did you find out about Lauren's event because of the Shooting the Shift broadcast? Like was it like that kind of connected you into that? And if so, like that's awesome, because like that's obviously exactly why we did that. Lauren's one of our amazing conscious creators, our leading members. Same with Cami. We got a lot of awesome people here. Same with Shannon. Again, same with Sierra. Like all the people here in our community, just so many awesome creators. So yeah. One of the things I'm working on the Discord is creating like that member database. I've created this before, but now I'm like recreating it again, and that will be a way to just kind of like have a one-stop place for people to just kind of like be able to see like the offerings that the different creators have, and yeah, and I also want to do a team map. I do want to do a team map. I also have like the Sovereign Society project. The Sovereign Society project is like a side project. So oh, okay. Hold on. Fenella is saying that she signed up. I'm just waiting for the confirmation. And awesome, beautiful. Fenella, thank you so much. Signing up at the leading member level. Fenella, thank you so much for your contributions on the Patreon. Happy to be able to have you here. Fenella, did you just like have you been following me for a while, or is this like brand new? Like did you just stumble upon this like literally like half an hour ago? And either way, Fenella, if you're able to, click the link in my profile and jump over to the YouTube if that works for you. If not, we'll just stay on this. Beautiful. Thank you as well. And if you can join it on the YouTube, feel free to do that, because there's a few of the other members in there as well. And yeah, and you can say hello to them, and happy to be able to welcome you into the space. I'll upgrade the information on screen. So that brings us to about 113 on Patreon, and working towards our next milestone of 122. So literally just stumbled upon you, dude. That's what it's all about. Well, Fenella, thank you again, and I'm excited for you to be able to connect further with the team. If you can direct message me afterwards, I'll just make sure that we get you connected to the Discord and stuff like that. Again, the Discord is just kind of a little bit under construction. Fenella, okay, I'm gonna write, so Ella is what your username was on the Patreon. So Ella. Okay, perfect. Fenella, that's a cool name. Cool. All right. So Fenella, are you able to tune in on YouTube? If so, click the link in my profile, and then we'll get you set up. And for everybody here on YouTube, please feel free to just show your gratitude for Fenella, and yeah, welcoming them on as one of our newer Patreon supporters. So cool. All right, give me 2 seconds here. Just as Fenella is jumping over, I'm just gonna go use the bathroom, and then we'll be right back. Enjoy some Zelda music. Well, I'll be back in 2 minutes here, and go ahead, leave some comments in the chat. What are you guys grateful for today? Happy Friday. Grateful to be able to have you guys here. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, use this moment to be able to join in on YouTube. Click the link in my profile to do that now. Here we go. I'll be back in 2 seconds. All right. Okay. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Fenella, if you're still tuned in on TikTok, just go ahead and let me know. We can just do it off TikTok. It's not a big deal. You don't have to be on YouTube, so we can do whatever works best for you. I know, don't you hate that where it's just like, oh god, what was my password? So, all right, team, let's get things ready. This may be our last reading for today. After that, if we're done in time, I may be going for a walk with Lacey and Jaden. So, I don't know if you guys know this. Like, you know, like a lot of you guys, like this isn't really something you don't see me post about it and stuff like that. Like Lacey has a son, like a 7-year-old, and so like when I'm like not doing stuff like this, like a part of my reality is kind of like being there for, you know, Lacey and her son and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know, that's just a part of my reality that I don't post about that, but yeah, it's neat though. It's been really cool. We were actually last week I've been getting him into like playing like road hockey and stuff, so that's been pretty cool. He really likes it, like, and he even like came up to me like last week and he was like, can we play hockey? And I was like, oh wow, like he actually like wants to play hockey. And I like found some of my old hockey equipment and I like gave it to him and stuff like that, so that was pretty cool. But anyways, shout out to all of the guardians out there, and by guardians I mean, you know, like parents, mothers, people who are there for the next generation in whatever form. Appreciate you guys being there. So cool. Okay, cool. Wheezy is saying you think you found Lauren through shooting the shift, so cool, that makes sense. All right, team, let's get ready to move into this next reading. Fenella, if you are tuned in on whatever platform, just go ahead and let us know. I think Fenella's trying to tune in on YouTube right now. So again, for those of you who are here, happy Friday. Grateful to be able to have you guys joined in once again. We're gonna get oh wow, awesome. Aw, Fenella is a mom to 3 and grandma to 3. Wow. Congratulations, very cool. And again, maybe you saw Fenella, I'm gonna be a father to 1 so far, with more to come. That's the plan. So and that's the due date for that is April. I like, seriously, like guys, put your intention towards the due date for my child being April 1st. Like, I know some people are like, oh, what a weird birth date. For me, I'm like, come on, April 1st. Come on, Cosmic Fool Day. Come on, archetype of the Cosmic Fool. Like, I think that would be such a cool birthday for a kid, honestly, quite frankly. So, all right, Fenella, let's get into this next reading. Again, as we do this will be our last reading for today, unless we do have any new Patreon signups or contributions on PayPal. Again, even if you guys wanted to order anything from the shop, if anybody wants to like order a light guardian crystal or any light buttons, light shift buttons, light buttons sound pretty cool too. If anybody does want to order anything from the shop while they're tuned in right now, we'll count that towards initiating another reading. So yeah, I put in some orders for shift button parts the other day, so if anybody wants to help offset that cost, go ahead and check that out as well. And the shop link is in the info for this video, but I'll post it again. So all right, let's get ready to go into this next reading. Fenella, I'm gonna invite you to be able to choose which deck you would like to be able to work with. And all right, okay, we're good. All right, so Fenella, thank you again for your support onto the Patreon, and happy to be able to have you here. So you'll get to choose which deck you would like us to be able to draw from. Would you like to be able to use the Lightworker Oracle deck, the Hero's Journey deck, the Ananda Tarot deck, which is like traditional tarot, or the Sacred Spirit deck? So whichever of those speaks to you, let us know, and then we will get things set up for our next reading. So cool. Yeah, it's cool. There's quite a few moms within the community actually, so which is awesome. I love being able to support like all of the divine feminine women out there. You guys are so important. Like, you guys are really helping lead the shift in so many ways. So I honestly think that like the women are leading the shift, and then like the men are like supporting the women in leading the shift, if that makes sense. So like, I don't think the men could just do it by themselves. Like, I literally think the women are like the initiator element, and then the females are the ones, and then the males are the ones supporting the females. The Lightworker Oracle deck, please. Beautiful. All right, let's get right into this. I know a lot of people, they you know, I think it's probably because of like my Cancerian energy and stuff, but a lot of people have even commented on like, you know, and I'm aware of this, like the energy that I hold is very much kind of like a fire water. So like, I've always kind of been in tune with kind of like that feminine energy inside of me, but I also like carry this divine masculine presence, if that makes sense. But yeah, you know, that's just me being me, man. That's, you know, I don't know. I'm my mother and my father's child. What can I say? So shout out to my parents. I love you guys. Okay, as I get all sentimental. All right, so okay, cool. So Fenella, we'll just facilitate through TikTok. That's totally fine. Okay, so the way how we're going to do this, Fenella, just to be able to reiterate, and for anybody who's seeing this into the future, what we're going to do, we're going to do a little meditation here. And the reading that we're going to do, Fenella is going to help facilitate it by cueing the moment when we split the deck. So it'll be her intuition that will pick the card. Anybody who's tuned in, this message is for you. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little meditation. We're going to drop into our heart space, focus on gratitude. And then what we're going to do, we're going to focus on the intention, show us what we need to see. So that's the important part, that intention of show us what we need to see. And then with that, what you'll do, Fenella, I'll instruct you to just take a few more moments where you just focus on your breath, listen to your intuition, and then when you're ready, you'll type now in the chat. So once I instruct you to that point. And then at that point, when you type now, that's when I split the deck. So it'll be that moment when I see it, and that's when we split the deck. So that's where the synchronicity of you helping facilitate the card comes in. And again, the card will be for you, and it will be for everybody tuned in right now. So Fenella, if that makes sense for you, if you're ready, just go ahead and type ready into the chat, and we will move into this next reading. And thank you guys again. We've been on air for 90 minutes. This is going to be our last reading for today, unless we do have any new contributions on PayPal or Patreon, or even any upgrades onto the Patreon. And we'll just go with the flow here. And thank you guys again so much for joining in. And yeah, here we go. So quick little meditation. So Fenella, just follow my instructions. And for everybody else, please feel free to join us in this meditation and collectively put your intention towards this reading. So it's going to be a good one. The Lightworker Oracle deck. Here we go. So for everybody here, when you're ready, go ahead and gently close your eyes. And just allowing yourself to softly connect with your breath. Gentle inhales, gentle exhales. And for Fenella and for everybody here, as you gently breathe, just allow yourself to bring awareness into your heart space. And taking this moment to be able to connect with gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, gratitude for this space, gratitude for this community, gratitude for the messages we are here to receive. And for Fenella and for everyone, collectively focusing our attention on the intention, show us what we need to see. We being the individual, we being the team, we being the collective. Show us what we need to see. Speak that intention with your heart, speak with your mind, speak with your words, speak with your soul. Everybody here, just imagine this like beautiful beam of light coming up from wherever you are, connecting into the stars and bringing down the wisdom from the heavens. Fenella, continuing to take some time here, connecting with your breath, listening to your intuition. Take a few moments here, take your time, and when you are ready, as you listen to your breath, gently open your eyes and type now in the chat. For everybody else, continue to, when you're ready, open your eyes and type your wizard noises, and I'll do a little charge and then we'll split the deck. So, and oh, what magic we shall see when we allow ourselves to truly be connected with the magic that is all around you and me, for we are the roots that stand with these trees. For like the forest, we are strong, each one of us contributing to the story that's oh so long. For we will continue to grow in new ways, and it will be our fertile soil that will change the stories of the day. For underneath us will sit the generations to come, and we will feed the community and the village as one. And so as we open our hearts, we shall see. Fenella types now what card the universe has for you and for me. All right. That was an explosive read there. So, all right. The card that we've pulled, beautiful, beautiful card to be able to receive. The card that we have pulled for everybody tuned in right now, and for Fenella, our newest Patreon supporter, is card number 25. Merkaba Spiritual Protection. Card number 25. Merkaba Spiritual Protection. Some of you have seen this card before. This card pops up every now and then, man. Like, it's interesting that this card kind of shows up every once in a while. And again, some of you have seen this, but there's a lot of people who haven't, so we're going to dive deep into it. So, Again, for Fennel and for everybody here, what we're going to do, we're just going to visually explain what's on the deck, on the card, and then I'm going to read from the book, and then I'll just channel in some additional inspiration and wisdom for whoever's tuned in right now. So just taking a look at the card visually, imagery wise, beautiful, beautiful image. I'm just showing it to the TikTok first since that's where Fenella is. Beautiful, beautiful image here of this woman sitting down with some amazing energy around them. You can see there's kind of like this like sphere of this sphere of light and purple energy, and with it, this visualization of them kind of like connecting to the higher self version of who they are, so to speak, with this stream of water kind of flowing behind them. And on the left and the right, you can kind of see this kind of like ancient architecture, very much kind of like looks like Atlantis or something in a way. And again, just kind of showing it here to YouTube as well. Beautiful, beautiful colors. You have a lot of this like sunset style imagery to it, and just a lot of peace in this card, a lot of like beautiful presence. And you can also see down below, there's like these like candles down below. So very much just like a lot of like ceremony there as well. So, all right. So what we're going to do here, we're going to read from the book. And Fennel, and for everybody here, just inviting you to just kind of open your heart, receive the messages that are coming through. If anything we say resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. As I said, this will be our last reading for today, unless we do have any additional contributions on PayPal or Patreon. So if you guys would like to be able to do that while we're doing this reading, please feel free, and we'll go right into our next reading from there. And beautiful. All right. So if you're here, this message is for you. And oh, did we just get, hold on one second. 2 seconds here. Awesome. Oh, wonderful. We did just get a new order from, oh, Tara. Tara just ordered some, what did they order? Let's see what they ordered here. They ordered shift buttons. Yes. Tara, thank you so much. Tara, if you're tuned in right now, go ahead and let us know. All right. Here we go. Let's take a moment here to really just be able to focus in, and we'll pay attention to the other stuff, and we'll do another reading after this. So here we go. Card number 25. Merkaba, spiritual protection. Being open to receive is a way to gain empowerment, strength in all manner of assistance. To enhance receptivity, it can be helpful to declutter your energy field. This allows you for that which is not rightfully yours to be shed. Sometimes this will include the disowned thoughts and feelings of others. When you release your thoughts and feelings, a spaciousness will grow within you. Then you can receive more of what is rightfully meant to be for you, your divine good in all ways. An open, sensitive person can easily become energetically overloaded, from physical pain to emotional and psychological tension. An overload does not feel good. You may even feel like you are carrying others on your back or in your head. The added weight can drag your natural light vibration down into anguish, doubt, fear, or despair. Your inner vision too may be obscured by the overload. That can make it hard to discern what is yours and what belongs to another. Whether experiencing overload to your system is an unusual occurrence for you, or you have a tendency to absorb and process others' energies, common for healers, psychics, and mediums, artists, and other sensitive open people, you will benefit from a spiritual cleansing. Afterwards, you may feel less inclined to connect with particular people or work on certain ideas, even if they seemed very important to you before the cleanse. This means that you are freeing yourself from others' input and discerning the true priorities of your own heart. Let me reread that part again. Very, very important. This means that you are freeing yourself from others' input and discerning the true priorities of your own heart. To accept a spiritual cleansing now, repeat the invocation below, and then relax for as long as you need. You can repeat this process daily. Your rest can be for several minutes or up to a half hour or more. If you fall asleep during your cleansing, that can allow you even deeper clearing. Pay particular attention to what you sense immediately after your cleansing. It is a time when you may become very aware of just who or what has been draining you, and be able to lovingly but firmly say, "You must leave my energy field now, and not return without my express verbal permission of my own free will, so be it." This oracle is confirmation for those of you who have been questioning if a relationship, person, or situation may be draining you or transferring negative energy or thoughts into your energy field. Your insights are correct, and you can now use this energy clearing process to remove the cords of attachment and release any negative energy from that person or situation. Beautiful. All right. Give me a second here. Just going to drink some water. We're going to dive deeper here. I love this card. This is a beautiful card. Okay. Real quick. Jason, I saw your comment there. You were just asking... Jason, you were just asking for the shift buttons. Send me whatever you want budget wise and I'll just load it up. It's usually like $1 a button, but then you'll have like 25% plus with your discount. So if you send me like 20 bucks, I'll send you like 20-ish buttons. So I know you know my PayPal account. So Jason, if you just want to do that, and it doesn't have to be right away, feel free to do that. And then with your order that I'm sending, I'll just add in more buttons. Like I'm already going to add buttons, but I'll add in some more buttons as well. Anybody who orders from me, like I always put in a few buttons for you because they're tools. Like I want you guys to use them. Okay. So this card, very, very, very powerful card. So this is a card that really reminds us the importance of being able to be aware of our energy and to be able to be aware of the energy that we allow into our field. And I think this is something that, you know, for those of us who continue to cultivate our consciousness, we begin to become more capable of discerning when there is like an ailment within our field, when there is something that is a little off, a little dis-ease, so to speak, like dis-ease in the traditional sense. When our energy field is again just kind of like well maintained, there's kind of like this grace, and with this grace there's also this ability to be able to focus. Oftentimes it's easy to be able to be in this space of gratitude, but the field itself, you know, I kind of think of it, it's almost like a field of water. And then at times, you know, it's like sometimes like these thoughts can kind of come in, and it's kind of like it's almost like dropping like food coloring into a cup of water, and you kind of like see it just kind of like moves through the water, kind of like moves through the field. So that's where, again, you know, for each and every single one of us, we have the ability to be able to clear energy from our field, and we also have the ability to be able to be more discerning of the energy that we even allow into our field in the first place. And so oftentimes, you know, a single thought or a single relationship can really just kind of like dig itself deep into our energy field, which can holographically change the state of our entire being. One relationship within your life, if it doesn't fully like resonate and support you, it can totally just holographically affect everything else. You know, you'll just find yourself like a little bit like, you know, maybe like it's like anxiety, maybe it's just kind of like you're a little bit like more kind of like quick to snap. Like you might just find yourself a little bit less patient and things like that. Like that's not even necessarily your energy in that state, but again, you know, it's almost as if like there's something else that's kind of like infiltrated into that space. But in any of those moments, it's important to be able to take responsibility. It's never healthy to be able to say like, oh, like I feel angry because XYZ. It's okay to be able to acknowledge like, oh, I am responding with anger, and my anger in itself is also, again, another version and expression of love. The only reason you're angry about something is because you care about something. And with this card, you know, this card is a very, very important card that I'll say this is like, I made a post about this a long time ago, and like a lot of people were like, holy shift, I needed to hear this. And to me, it was just a little quote. The energy, I'll say it right here. The energy that this is what it is. The boundaries that you fail to set are the energies that you continue to allow. So with this card has a lot to do with really being able to connect into the alignment of our self-worth. And when we do that, we begin to find that it will become easier to say no to certain things. Because when we say no to certain things, we're also saying yes. When we say no to not getting sucked into drama and everything like that, then we're also saying yes to being able to maintain our peace, our clarity, our ability to really just be able to kind of like continue to focus on the things that are passionate to us. Jason, real quick, I want to get light with me like going crystal and regular crystal. Okay. Yeah, Jason, just message me afterwards. I'll make sure that we get that sorted out. So again, with this card, you know, this is a card that really invites us to be able to reflect on how important our focus is to us. Because once you really begin to realize that your focus is one of the most valuable things that you carry with you, then you begin to really start saying no to circumstances that start to pull away from your focus. you know. And even for me, like I'm, this happens sometimes where, you know, I have to be very mindful of where I'm placing my energy. I have to be very mindful of people that I'm choosing to interact with. If I feel that there's like, you know, an interaction where I'm just like, like, is this serving me? Like, I have to be mindful of that. And if it's not, you know, I'll either just kind of like politely set that boundary, or I'll politely walk away, whatever the case may be. And sometimes, you know, you have to be a little bit stern about it. But at the end of the day, you need to do what's right for you. And if that person doesn't respect that in the first place, then they probably weren't the best person to be in a relationship with to begin with. And again, a relationship in like a broad sense. I'm not talking just like relationship in terms of like romantic or anything like that. But this is also, again, a relationship that's not even just with people. This is a relationship with anything. This is a relationship with our technology. This is a relationship with our foods and things like that. This is a relationship with whatever it is that has an impact in your overall well-being, that has an impact on how you relate to the world around you. So with this card, it's really inviting us to be able to make it a habit to become more aware of what our energy field feels like when we are in a place of like clarity and focus. And yo, Mason, did you just contribute on PayPal? Was that you, Mason? Yo, what's up, Mason? Thank you, dude. Looks like we got a couple more readings here to do today. So with this card, you know, figure out what it feels like for you to be in that space where things feel clear. And one of the ways that you want to be able to do that is to be able to kind of help just kind of like reset your energy field. And to reset your energy field, you know, it's not as hard as you may think. A lot of times, you know, these are processes where it's about connecting with nature. It's about paying attention to the simple things. It's about paying attention to what you're eating. It's about paying attention to your relationship with technology. It's paying attention to your sleep. And it's not like those things are always just kind of like immediately like the problem, but those things in themselves, they will almost like kind of like weaken your ability to be able to say no to other energies. So that's the thing, you know, you look at society and stuff like that, a lot of what's happening in the world, like they want to weaken your aura. Because when they weaken your aura, you become more susceptible to ideas and to impression and to control. Like literally, right? Like if you're in this space where you just like have trouble saying no and you're constantly in a place of fear, then somebody comes along and they say like, here's the solution, like do this and do what I say. And you're just like, oh, please. And suddenly you just kind of like give your energy away. So again, this is a very, very powerful thing that I'll say to you guys right now. No one can take your energy from you. You can only give it away, either consciously or subconsciously, right? Oftentimes it's unconscious for a lot of people. They unconsciously give their power away. You always have the free will to be able to choose who you give your energy to, even if that's an unconscious choice. So when you begin to become more aware of perhaps unhealthy unconscious behavior where it's just like, you know, like, why do I keep showing up in this relationship? Why do I keep kind of like subjecting myself to this circumstance, which overall is just draining and weighing in and just really creating an atmosphere within my own being that's not allowing me to connect with that genuine happiness within my heart. And I think that's the thing, you know, when your energy field is clear, you'll know because you'll be in a space where there's like a serenity, a gratitude. It doesn't mean that you won't totally be 100% certain, but at least you'll be able to connect with this deeper perception of like hope and purpose. And again, just like knowing that you are the person that has control, that you are in control of the energy fields that you allow to set in, and to be able to find empowerment and saying no to that. And so the other thing that I'll just mention here real quick, and then we'll get close to wrapping this up because we do have a couple more readings to be able to do, but we're going to take as much time as we need to here because this is a very, very important card. One of the things that I've talked about before, and I'll say this to Fernella and for anybody else, Fernella, anybody who's tuned in right now, some of you have already heard me say this, a piece of very powerful wisdom that was given to me was this visualization where, you know, imagine very much like we're talking about here. So the Merkaba is like the light body field, the energy body that's around us. It's like our force field, so to speak. But rather than just thinking of it as like a force field that's meant to block things, instead, what we can do is we can shift it, we can flip our perception of this, and we can begin to understand that rather than just seeing it as if we need to deflect everything, instead, allow your force field to be something more like a transmutation field. And understand that energy in itself is neutral. It's neutral. How we choose to relate to it is whether or not it becomes positive or negative. So when, say for example, when somebody kind of like spews negative energy towards you, what you do consciously, just within the power of the thought, is you relate to it in a way where once it kind of moves into your field, if that was negative energy, quote unquote negative energy, it actually transmutes it, transforms it into neutral energy. And then as it moves into your field and comes into your space, you actually process it in a way that you can wield with empowerment. So say, for example, somebody comes along and they're just like, hey, like, you know, like, you got a stupid hat. Like, you're stupid. I think you're stupid and your life is stupid. You know, someone's like spewing negativity and everything like that. You can either choose to take that and be like, oh, like negative, like, oh no, I have to protect myself. Like, get away from me. And that's okay. Like, relatively speaking, you know, set your boundary. Don't stick around in that. But if it's a circumstance that's just kind of coming into your reality, it's also an opportunity and a test and a challenge to see how you relate to it. Because in that circumstance, you know, what you can do is allow that to kind of be received. And then as it hits your field, you transmute it. And then as it transmutes through your field, instead, your thought process is a little bit different. You're like, oh man, like, this isn't about me. This is about this person probably having a crummy day. That person's probably hurting. And you know what? From a place of empowerment, I'm not going to take what they said personally. I'm going to send them love. And I'm going to continue to wear my hat. I'm going to continue to be me because that's my choice. And I just, you know, kind of like hold a place of empathy, and whether or not you choose to act on that, you just say like, you know, be like, hey, like, you know, like, I hope you have a good day. It's hard to even know how to respond to that. Sometimes it's just walking away, but maybe, you know, a week later, you see that same person again, and maybe they're homeless on the street, and maybe you come up to them and be like, hey, like, can I buy you a meal? And imagine how in that moment, you know, if you were to just like, oh, that person's an asshole, I'm never going to interact with them, then that's the end of the story. But if you're just like, you know, you see it, you react to it, you process it, and you're like, actually, you know what? That's going to inspire me to choose to create this into a new story. And then next week you see them and you go out of your way and you know, you offer to buy them food, and then lo and behold, you end up having a meaningful interaction with them. They're just like, whoa, thank you. And, you know, didn't I say something about your hat last week? Oh, I'm sorry. I was having a bad day then. I really appreciate you going out of your way to be able to connect with me. I don't get that a lot these days, you know, something like that, right? So the field isn't just like this like force field. It's actually the story of how we choose to relate to things. And so when you allow yourself to really begin to fall in love with how important your focus is, you start to discern, and basically you just say like, I don't have room for bullshit. I literally, like, in my life right now, like, I literally have like this much space for drama in my life. And the people that thrive off drama, it's like their field is already like calibrated to it. It's like they live in drama. They literally like exist in drama, and that's something that you can't really take responsibility for. Like, some people just do that. That's okay. It might take them an entire lifetime to figure out that that's not the most healthiest way to go about things, but that's their responsibility. You can't take control of that. But again, you know, when you allow yourself to be able to say, you know what, like, my well-being and my focus is so important, my field is so important, and what I choose to let into my field is something that I give permission to, you know. So this is me reclaiming my power. So it's about protection, but it's also about continuing to maintain like that alignment with your focus. So there will be things within your life and they will test you. It will try to knock you off kilter. How do you respond to that? How do you react to that? And the one thing I'll just say here, and then we'll get close to wrapping this up. This has been pretty good. And Vanilla, if this resonates, drop some 1111s in the chat. I already see the 1111s. For anybody else, if this resonates, where, you know, with this, as we begin to evolve consciously, we begin to become more capable of recognizing when our field needs a bit of clearing. When there's something in our field that we need to pay attention to. And again, it's not even just about pushing it out. It's about acknowledging that it's in your field, and then it's about transmuting it into a neutral energy and then processing it as kind of like a positive outcome. And then it just kind of disperses. It just kind of like moves out. Or it might move you towards an action. So rather than just waiting for things to get too freaking loaded, where you're just like, oh my God, why am I so freaking angry and anxious? Ugh. And that's okay. Sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes it can be like a really heavy situation. Instead, if you kind of like come home from the end of the day and you're just like, man, like, I feel like I'm a little off. Like, there's like the sensitivity to it. You get good at becoming sensitive and noticing when things are a little bit off, because you've actually become more familiar with like your baseline of just kind of being in that place of clarity. And if that's the case, know that there's always a move you can make. So if you're feeling like you're a little bit off, maybe that means, hey, I need to go for a walk in nature. Hey, I need to talk to a friend. Hey, I need to move my body. Oftentimes, like physical movement, somatic work is one of the most powerful things. A lot of times we hold energy in our body. A lot of people don't fully understand this. We weren't taught it. So if you're just like, oh man, like I'm feeling like I'm a little bit heavy, go work out, go get some fresh air, go get some exercise, go move your body, and then check in with how you feel. Because oftentimes the energy that you're like carrying in your field, it's not even yours. It's like literally just like from what you've absorbed by walking around. You know, you go out into the world and you come back and you're just like, what the heck? Like, where did you got covered in mud? You know, so it's like you got to clean yourself, and that's your responsibility. No one's going to do that for you. But once you become aware that there's a process, you always know that there's a move you can make. Hey, you know what? Maybe I need to call up my friend. Maybe I need to watch a good movie. Maybe I need to do some journaling. Maybe I need to sing a song. Maybe I need to take a nice bath. Whatever the case may be. Maybe I need a hug. Maybe I need to reach out and ask for help. Whatever the case may be, your field is your responsibility. And once you begin to understand the importance of being able to keep your field, again, just like much more clear, that allows you to be able to show up in a way where you're serving others. Because as you do that, you fill your own cup, and then from the overflow, you serve others as well. So people will benefit by you being able to take care of yourself. It goes back to the old proverb. If everyone cleaned their own doorstep, the entire world would be clean. So beautiful, beautiful card. Card number 25, Merkaba Spiritual Protection. If this resonates with you, drop all the 1111s in the chat. Apparently this LOE is dropping lots of 1111s there in the chat. And Fenella, thank you so much again for your support on the Patreon. There's an invocation here. I'll just read this real quick. We actually did have another Patreon sign up. Craig actually signed up, but I don't even think Craig's tuned in right now. My buddy Craig, who you guys saw from Shooting the Shift episode, he just signed up. So, and Mason contributed on PayPal. And then I'm not sure if Tara is tuned in. We'll see. We'll keep things going, but it will get to a point where I'm going to say like, okay, I need to take a break because I've been on air for a while now. I'll let you guys know when it is. And if we don't do any readings beyond this point today, I'll always be back here again. So, okay. Invocation. Imagine you're hearing yourself say this to yourself. I call upon unconditionally loving divine protection. The sacred chamber of light, the Merkaba of divine light, is around me now. I choose of my own free will, under divine authority and grace, to release any and all connections, content, and contaminants that do not serve me through unconditional love. I choose of my own free will to take my life journey in the most joyful and loving way possible. I open to divine grace for cleansing and protection of my integrity at all times. I am free to simply be in the truth of me. May all beings be blessed and protected. May all beings be happy and free. Through my own free will, so be it. Beautiful, beautiful card. Fenella, thank you so much. I see your comment there saying very beautiful reading. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm happy to be able to share. And again, that's everyone who got to tune into that. You guys got something out of that. So wrapping up on that card, write a little affirmation into the chat of how this card resonates with you. So Fenella and for everybody here, do a quick little affirmation, like an I am or we are affirmation based on the lesson of this card, how it speaks to you, to kind of like embody it right now. So quick one for me. I'm continuing to cultivate awareness of the sanctity of my own energy field. I will continue to set healthy boundaries and transmute any negative energy sent my way. I will continue to focus on clearing my energy field to optimize my focus so that I continue to align myself with my purpose, with my destiny, and to be able to help serve others along the way. So, chop, chop, chop. Okay, cool. All right, team. Whew. Man, this is some good readings here. Oh, all right. Fenella, if you did want a screenshot of the reading itself, send me a direct message on Instagram if you can. Fenella's comment says, we are the love light and energy of the beautiful world. We shall share this with all. Beautiful. Thank you, Fenella, so much. And again, Fenella, we'll make sure that we get you connected in with our upcoming community events and everything of so forth. So beautiful card. Card number 25, Merkaba Spiritual Protection. So cool. Awesome. All right. Well, team, again, I just want to be mindful of my energies. We did have another sign up on Patreon, so I'm just going to update the screen info there. Shout out to Craig. I knew Craig was going to sign up eventually, so it's good to see that he's all synced up there. And Craig, if you're tuned in right now, go ahead and let me know. Mason, I saw your contribution. Mason, are you still tuned in right now? Because I know Tara contributed on Tara purchased an item, and I'm just not sure if Tara's tuned in right now. And Jason, I know you were also looking to be able to get some additional items as well. Yeah, any items that you guys are ordering, like that's super helpful as well, right? Like that definitely helps us. Like me and Lacey get to like put that, you know, put money aside and everything like that. We're working on getting a car soon. Like a big part of like me building the Patreon is like to be able to have like the additional income so that we can have a car and stuff, which will mean I'll be able to like drive her to the grocery store, everything like that. So again, we're currently at 114 Patreon supporters. You guys are making all sorts of beautiful things possible, not just for myself, but again for you and for everybody else as well. So beautiful. I'm just reading Craig's comment here. He said, "Hey brother, I've signed up for the Patreon membership, leading member level. Love your work, mind, energy, and the community you've created. Very happy I can share and support to great offerings in this way. And I know I will benefit greatly from choosing to become more involved in a part of your community." Aw. Thanks, Craig. Dude, I love you. I'm just gonna reply to that. Beautiful. Vanilla, thank you again. Hoping to install YouTube now to connect with you in there. Awesome. Yeah, Vanilla, feel free to stick around. We'll definitely Mason, we'll do a reading for you. And then I'm not sure if Tara's tuned in, but either way, we'll keep going as much as we can. But I'll be mindful of things because I do actually have to ship out some orders today. So we'll keep going. All right, Mason, what deck would you like to be able to use? And dude, thank you so much for joining in. I've always appreciated just like your presence in the community, man, and the conversations we had. I love them and they hold a special place in my heart, dude. So I know life's been pretty busy, but Mason, you are always welcome to be able to connect into our community events, and anything you need from me, feel free to let me know, dude. So Mason, let's do a quick what deck would you like, Mason, for yourself and for the team? Lightworker Oracle deck, Hero's Journey, Ananda Tarot, Sacred Spirit. Speaking of awesome people, what's up, Robert? Thank you so much for joining in. We've been going for a while here. We're 2,000 hours into this broadcast. 2 hours into this broadcast. Shout out to those of you on Twitch as well. I know for those of you on Twitch, feel free to leave a comment. I'm not 100% sure if these users are on Twitch, like, because my Twitch stream producer says there's 2 users, but then the users in the chat says there's like 5. Abbott, another, Death, Erabs, and Henty. If you guys are tuned in right now, feel free to let me know. And again, the invitation's there for you guys. If you guys are looking to connect further with our community, feel free to do so. We do have a Discord server, and feel free to check out the Patreon if that's something you're interested in. All right, Mason's going to choose which deck they would like. And Jason, just going back to your comment, how much for me to say anyway if I want the Lemurian Crystal in chance for the regular. So, okay, so Jason, okay, you're looking to get the Lemurian Crystal in place of the regular Light Guardian Crystal, right? If that's the case, because the Lemurian crystals on their own, you purchase those through the website, it's like $80, give or take. That's with the discounts a little bit different. And so if you want to do like a split difference where even if you were to send like, because you already sent over a little bit earlier, honestly, dude, like anything between like, I would say like anything around like, because if you're also looking for buttons, I would say like anything between like 30 and 50, let me know. And then I can kind of like swap it out, both for a Lumerian and then like also with some extra buttons there as well. So, and that's like again, that's like me giving you a deal, and I appreciate the support that you've been offering, and I know you've been tuned in. And actually, did you, Jason? You sent me a DM on Instagram, didn't you? Because I remember I was like checking my filtered DMs, and I just didn't get back to it right away. Yeah, there it is. Okay, let me do that real quick. So. Cool. Yeah, Jason, whether or not you want to do that today or tomorrow, that's totally fine. No rush on that. And I'll get things packed up in the next week. So, all right. Mason, the one right before you said Sacred Spirit deck, the Ananda, is it like the regular tarot deck? Like that's what you want, Mason? So that's like kind of like traditional tarot, if that's what the one you were looking for. So cool. Jason, the other option, like, and this is again just an option. There is on Patreon, there's the other level where it's like the $69 level, and it swaps out the regular crystal for the Lemurian Light Guardian crystal, but then it's like a recurring thing of 69. So like that's not even necessarily the best value. But then if you were to have that, you would also have a higher discount code if you were to get future items. So yeah, I would say just PayPal me whatever, and then we'll just kind of like split the difference there. So all right, So, awesome. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Craig, thank you so much for being a Patreon supporter. I don't think Craig's tuned in right now. All right, Ananda Tarot deck. Sweet, let's get into this. Okay. Shoutouts again to those of you on, oh, Fenella, now you're on Instagram as well. Beautiful. Oh, quick note for anybody on Instagram, my Instagram doesn't let me follow people anymore. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it's like a shadow ban or something like that, but for anybody who recently has followed me on Instagram, if I'm not following you back, don't take it personally. I literally just can't. Like I click follow and then I refresh and it says I'm not following. For example, Eloise, like I know I tried following you back and I can't. So, but we have Discord, we've got other platforms and stuff like that. So, okay. All right, Jason, thank you again, dude. And yeah, coordinate with me through Instagram and we can just kind of coordinate and take a look on the shop. Like just take a look on the shop and then just kind of like see on there, because even if you can just kind of gauge what you want from there, just let me know. And then just pay through PayPal. Like don't bother paying through the shop because you've already paid for your shipping, so you don't have to pay for that twice. Okay, we're gonna do the Ananda Tarot deck. Let's get right into this. Mason, thank you so much for your support. One of our leading members there as well. And yeah, super excited to be able to dive into this. So for those of you on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, this reading is for you. Let's get into this Ananda Tarot deck reading. And yeah, Mason, you know the deal. So let's facilitate this together. So all right, Mason, you're ready, I assume. So for everybody here, feel free to join us in this meditation and we'll set the intention. And for everybody here, this reading is for you. So Mason, when you're ready, just go ahead and gently close your eyes. With our eyes closed, allow us to connect with our breath. Soft, gentle inhales and soft, gentle exhales. Just allowing ourselves to be in the space of gratitude for ourselves, gratitude for this space, this community, for the messages we are here to receive. With this gratitude in our heart for Mason and for everybody here, allowing ourselves to focus our attention on the intention, show us what we need to see. We being the collective, the individual, and the team. Show us what we need to see. So speak that intention with your heart, speak with your mind, speak with your words, speak with your soul. Imagine this like beam of light going up into the sky, bringing down the wisdom of the stars. Mason, continuing to listen to your intuition. Take a few more breaths here. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and type now into the chat. And for everybody else, feel free to open your eyes now and you can type your wizard noises into the chat and I'll charge the deck. Here we go. Do you see it, my friends? What has always been here? The truth has always been oh so near. It's within the roots and the flowers all around. It's under the water. It's within the ground. It's the sun that shines upon our face. It's the food we eat and the smells and the taste. It's the hugs we share and the love that we've got to be able to remind ourselves that this is the truth and that no matter what, that we will continue to unfold throughout this dream to allow ourselves to grow into the beautiful beings that we are here to be. And so as Jade Mason types now into the chat, we split the deck to see what message the universe has. All right. Oh, beautiful card. Okay. So the card that we have pulled for Mason and for everybody else tuned in right now is the Princess of Cups. The Princess of Cups. Yo, Jofi, what's up? The Princess of Cups. All right, so give me a moment here. Just going to open it up, and then we will dive a little bit deeper. I'll talk a little bit about the imagery of the card, and then we will read from the book, and then we will get into the symbolism as well. So, Princess of Cups, there it is. Okay, cool. All right, so visual imagery here. What do we got? Beautiful, beautiful image of this feminine form and this green form. Like there's an emphasis on the green here within this image, if you notice. and they're holding, or they're just kind of right next to the fingers are a cup on their left hand. And you can also notice that they're kind of like a mermaid. They kind of have like mermaid feet to them, and very just kind of like abstract imagery of almost like kind of like a door or a picture frame, and this peculiar red line underneath it, and then kind of like this abstract design behind it. And their posture, very interesting. When you guys see this card, what does it make you feel? If you just look at that card, what does it make you feel? Feel free to leave a comment for that in the chat, and let's dive into this. After this reading, I'll have to let you know how I'm feeling. We may do another reading after this. We'll see. But if there are any new Patreon or PayPal signups, feel free to keep those coming, and we'll go with the flow. So for those of you who are here, allow yourself to just receive the messages. This message is for you. So Mason, thank you again, dude. Princess of Cups. The image. In front of a colorful stage, a female fable creature steps out from a black background framed in gold. If anything I say resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat. Meaning, through the connection of the earth and water elements, the creative abilities of the psyche blend with the shape-giving powers of matter. The Princess of Cups represents the female side of the water element. Fantasy and the ability to bring things into reality describe a reserved yet persevering character. The Princess of Cups, creative being, can give form to her long-kept ideals and dreams with the help of subconscious soul powers. The object of observation here, however, is not only the realization of fantasy in the material world, but also the putting into action of human values, so that these can be expressed in a friendly and conciliatory manner. Solid results in the outer world show us unmistakably that what our emotions can bring about. Through this, the thought of becoming aware is brought to the forefront. Through the Princess of Cups, we receive indication to develop our talents and use them in a practical manner. Above and beyond that, it can also indicate that we will reap the appropriate recognition and reward for our efforts. In any case, it concerns, among other things, concrete, obtainable results based on the foundation of spiritual values within community. Astrological significance: Moon, Venus, Cancer, and water elements. Keywords: realization of ideals, healing arts, emotional depth, ability to create, compassion, self-knowledge, artistic expression. Traditional meaning: taking advantage of opportunity, readiness to help, the power to carry things out, affection. Beautiful. All right, so we'll dive a little bit deeper. Sometimes the way how this is written, it can be a little bit hard to just fully receive the message. So I'll do my best to be able to just kind of continue to interpret the significance of this card. So just give me 2 seconds here. And thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. So this is a very, very beautiful card. And Mason, I think this is a wonderful card to be able to receive. This card has a lot to do with any of the cup cards, has a lot to do with being able to connect in with our emotions, with being able to connect in with the water of our emotions. And so with this card, it's really about being able to connect more into our intuitive abilities, to be able to find the practical ways to be able to help bring them out into the world. Oftentimes, many of us, we will come into this world with these abilities, with these visions, with these dreams, but then our ability to be able to move them to fruition, that can be the challenge. That can be the thing that we begin to find that there are blockages and obstacles preventing us from being able to do so with ease. So with this card, it's really being able to align ourselves with the knowing that the work that we bring out into this world, the healing work, the artistic work, it's not just for us. It's to be able to move the waters of the emotions of the collective as well. And so this card really acknowledges, again, within you, Mason, and within everybody here, our willingness to want to help. Like the princess of a kingdom, that they are there to serve. And so the princess is like the mediator between ourselves and between our emotions, between ourselves and not just our emotions, but again, also like the deep wisdom of our heart and our soul and our dream space as well. So again, with Mason, I know we've spent plenty of times talking about dreams and everything like that. So with this card, it really acknowledges that, again, the connection that you and that everybody here shares with our dream space is something that is also designed and intended to be able to rise into the surface of this world, to be able to bring it out into the world through the expression of compassion. And again, to be able to do it in a way where your expression is literally a conduit to be able to help initiate the healing of others through them being able to connect more with their cup. So this card is about being able to feel within ourselves the desire to want to be able to make change, the desire to want to be able to create, the desire to want to be able to share our healing art, the deep emotional calling within ourselves that says, yes, I am here to do something, not just for myself, but for the collective, and to celebrate it, to really, really be able to celebrate it, and to begin to connect more with that feeling, and to use it as a way to kind of like add fuel to the fire for your will to want to be able to help bring it out into the world. And again, you know, for Mason and for everybody here, like Mason, I know, like even earlier on when we were having conversations, like a big part of the journey for a lot of us as creators, it's like, okay, like how do I bring my vision out into the world? How do I share these gifts? How do I share my meditations? How do I share this and that and this and that? And so with this card is, again, it's about being able to open our mind up to the possibilities and the opportunities that we have before us, to be able to see where we can share our gifts and where we can share our talents. And even though a lot of our attention and our interactions these days is focused in online, I think with this card, you know, it's also being able to remind ourselves that the opportunities to be able to share like the power of the emotional waters that we have inside of us is something that is present in every single day life. It is something that is present in the conversations. It is something that we can integrate into our workplaces and into our school, and we can find ways to kind of be able to weave it in. We begin to become creative, and eventually we begin to realize that every single thing that we touch can turn itself into a tool for healing, can turn itself into a medium for this healing energy. Every conversation that we have, as much as we allow ourselves to willingly choose doing and to align with that connection, can allow ourselves to be able to be the medium for which like these waters flow. And again, the waters in themselves. There's a beautiful quote, and I'll just say this. What I'm trying to think of the. Hold on, let me just remember it. Yes. So like your art, your presence, your heart, your healing is water for a thirsty world. So with this, it's acknowledging that like you carry with you this water inside of you. And this water is your art. This water is your conversations. This water is your healing. Share it. Find ways to share it. Find ways to bring it out into the world. Find creative ways to be able to express it. And if you're already doing that, keep doing that. If you're looking for more ways to do it, begin to kind of expand your conscious awareness into new avenues, new channels for this creative energy to be able to flow. And this is a big thing that again, even within our paradigm shift community, that I actually focus on helping people with, because I know a lot of people, they feel like they have all of these creative ideas. They feel like they have all of this water inside of them, but they have trouble flowing it. They have trouble moving it. There's not a clear channel. So what you want to be able to do over time is to be able to create those channels for you so that energy can flow. And whether that be through hobby, or whether it be through profession, or whether that be through relation, whatever the case may be, it's important to be able to connect with mediums and practices and habits and rituals and routines where you practice allowing this energy to be able to move. And so Mason saying, wow, I really resonate with the conduit analogy to help heal myself and the collective in the process. Yeah, and again, you know, it's kind of that idea is that, you know, as we continue to kind of like practice moving this healing energy through us, that in turn can heal ourselves. Like that in turn is like it becomes this holographic reflection. Whereas you continue to connect more with your healing waters, it allows you to continue to become more consciously aware of like the specific intentions of how your healing waters will continue to be able to help heal others as well. So this is a very, very beautiful card. And again, you know, this card is the balance between the earth and the water element. So this card is about really being able to connect in with like the emotional calling within inside of us to want to be able to help make the world a better place. And then the earth energy that is also like the practical application of how to do that. Right? Like opposed to just being like I really want to change the world. I've got all this beautiful energy and this creative like inspiration to want to be able to share. but I'm not sure how to share it. And then it's just like, blah, and then it just like releases onto the floor. And it's like, blah, like, how do I share this, right? So this is a card that really invites us to be able to take to create the patience within ourselves, to begin to develop more of that earth energy, to begin to find the practical ways to be able to bring this art into our world. And that can mean, again, you know, like finding ways to be able to create new content online. It can be about facilitating events. It can be about going out into the city and doing things like, you know, conscious sign holding and shiftivism and free hugs, if this was a few years ago, so to speak, and allowing yourself to create more of that habit where the flow is something that is naturally moving through you every day. And instead of being able to get into that place where you're just like, I've got a new idea, but I don't know how to express it. Instead, it's like, I've got a new idea and I have and I know where to express it. I know where to move that energy. So like the healing energies, like they're not just yours. They're literally like for the collective, but it's up to us within this dimension to be able to, it's our responsibility to create the channels for that healing energy. So again, if that's your content online, is my Instagram not working again? Can someone go check my Instagram? Apparently it's not working again, which is weird because it was working before and then it like drops out halfway through. That is so weird. I don't know what's going on there. So if anyone can jump over to my Instagram and just let me know if there's no sound, that'd be appreciated. I guess we'll have to restart it again. I don't know. We'll figure it out. No big deal. So yeah, again, just kind of speaking on this just for another moment. And Mason, I'm glad this resonates with you because, you know, for any of us here, the Princess of Cups is an archetype inside of us. The Princess of Cups is a very powerful archetype that, again, relates to us being able to connect with the magic of our emotional waters and to be able to want to move those waters to be able to serve the kingdom. But then to ground ourselves in like the practicality of being able to find the ways in which we can move those waters. And so, you know, again, especially for those of you who are connecting into this community as conscious creators, that's a big thing that we work on. The digital spaces that we create become the energetic channels for us to be able to move these waters, which is a very, very cool thing because not everything that we do now is like, you know, in the physical space, in the physical community. However, the waters in themselves can move through virtual space. They can move through, you know, it's the interaction, it's the symbols that are still allowed to be able to be received by those on the other end. So key words: realization of ideals, connecting with what it is that you really want to be able to do in this world. If you feel like you really want to be able to bring healing, art, and magic into this world, pay attention to that. Bring that into your mission. Like that is what you're here to do. Healing arts. Acknowledge the art within inside of you that is here to be able to help like bring people back to their heart space. Emotional depth, connecting in with not just the emotional depth, with the emotional intelligence and like the spiritual symbolism of what that emotional depth means, where it really connects into like the deeper wisdom of the soul. Ability to create, wanting to be able to, again, kind of crystallize these ideas into something physical, into practical form. Compassion, acting from a place of kindness to be able to want to serve others as well. Knowing thyself, self-knowledge, to be able to allow yourself to become more clear on the art that you are here to be able to share and how to be able to enact on it. Artistic expression, aesthetic sensitivity. Traditional meaning, taking advantage of opportunities, allowing yourself to become aware where, you know, for some of you, it's like taking advantage of opportunities may mean like, hey, joining this community, connecting with spaces that are designed to be able to help support you in that. The willingness and the readiness to help, which we already talked about, and the power to carry things out. So, and affection. So really being able to see this as a call to action, to know that your waters are not just something that's meant to stay on a bucket on your front porch. You're meant to be able to carry those waters with you out into the world, metaphorically and literally. And in the process of doing that, you can nurture the seeds and the plants of others. So how you bring that out into the world, that again, that is the question that must be lived. And to find the practical ways to do it, and to find the community to surround yourself with to be able to help support you in the process of doing that. One of the best ways to be able to do it, if you're not sure, surround yourself with other people that are already doing it, and then find inspiration through the ways that they're sharing it, and then allow yourself to experiment with those methods to do it. So beautiful cup, Princess of Cups, beautiful card. Thank you again, Mason, for helping facilitate that reading. That's a beautiful reading. And for those of you who are here, please feel free to drop an 1111 in the chat if that resonates with you. And go ahead and write out a little affirmation based on the messages of that card, if that card spoke to you. So quick little affirmation for me. I will continue to become aware of the ideals within my heart that want to be able to bring more healing energy out into this world. And I will find practical ways to be able to do so. So quick little message there. Cool. All right, team. Awesome. This is some good readings today. So, I think what we're gonna do, Jason, I saw your contribution on PayPal, which again is for the Lumerian Light Guardian Crystal. Brother, thank you so much, dude. What I think I need to do, I do think I need to wrap up this broadcast. We've been going for 2.5 hours. I can feel my voice is getting a little bit tired, and I do need to be able to get some lunch, and I do got some other stuff that I have to do today. So, if that's cool with you guys, we can wrap this up. And again, we'll always be back here again, and we got plenty more readings still to come. Thank you again to our recent Patreon supporters. Thank you to Craig. Thank you to Ella. Thank you to Cassius. Thank you to Eloise. Thank you to Lauren. Thank you to Jason. And thank you to every single one of our supporters in all forms, whether you're on the Patreon or not. Just thank you in general for being here. So, all right. Any other affirmations in the chat? Please feel free to read, to share those, and I'll read those. My talents are recognized and employed. I like that. That's a good way of being able to use the word employed. Cool. Dude, Mason, thank you as well, man. And man, I'd love to, again, when it works for you, if your schedule's kind of shifting up, if we want to brainstorm and collaborate on some projects that we can work on together, always happy to do so, dude. Again, we're making some cool upgrades into the community, really bringing more focus on helping the fellow members facilitate the featured community events. So Mason, if you're feeling like doing some more like live meditations or anything else that you got going on and everything like that, again, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to be able to help bring more people to the healing spaces that you're creating as well. So, dude, thank you, Mason. Have a beautiful, awesome day. And yeah, like I said, with that, I think we are going to wrap this up. I'm just listening to my body. I know I need to be able to take a break. And let's just take one more moment here, just to be able to thank everyone again. Awesome. I'm just responding to Jason real quick. Jason, are you tuned in right now? I'm not sure if Jason's tuned in right now. I don't think he is, so I'm just going to reply to him here. So again, for those of you who are tuned in, we're just wrapping up the broadcast here. We've done, how many readings did we do? Like 4 or 5? Cool. Jessica, thank you again for tuning in. And thank you again to those of you on TikTok and Instagram. I guess, I don't know, I don't think the Instagram was working properly again. I don't know why. So, if you guys are Patreon members, check out the recording of last night's Soul Party. Again, we'll be doing more of those in the future. We got more events coming up, lots of upgrades coming your way. And yeah, super excited to be able to continue to grow the tribe. And as always, thank you guys so much for being here and for holding the space. Wheezy, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you again, everyone, for all your support on the Patreon. And please feel free to leave any gratitude into the Discord today if you guys were tuned in, and not even just gratitude for this, even just like blessings for the team, and wishing everyone a beautiful weekend. And we'll be back here again. Maybe I'll be back here later tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'll be inspired because like Jaden's over tonight. So if that's the case, then sometimes Lacey goes to bed with him, and if that's the case, then sometimes I'm like up late just doing my own thing. So we'll play it by ear, but stay tuned. I may be live on air for more tarot tonight. We'll see. So, all right, team, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much. And Jason, I did just send you a direct message, so feel free to reply to me there. And for anybody else, feel free to check out the Patreon if you guys are curious and connecting further with our team. And feel free to send me a direct message if you guys have any questions. And as always, have a beautiful day. Thank you for being a conduit for the magic in this world. I love you guys. Have an awesome weekend if I don't see you until Monday. And we'll be back here again on Monday, 11 a.m. EDT. So, all right, time to wrap up this broadcast. Thank you again, everyone. As always, much love. Keep it shifty, and welcome to the future. Mystic Spider-Man signing out. Talk to you guys later. Have a great day.